Welcome, foolish mortals, to a midweek stream. I have a very special guest, Mr. GForce. How you doing?
Doing good, doing good.
Good, good. Like your shirt?
Had to make sure I muted that before we started getting echoey.
Oh,
Yeah, I didn't know if it was a faux pas or not to wear the shirt to the concert you're going to.
Exactly. I do it whenever I go to speeding or sleeping or rum.
Yep.
So,
Yes.
today I'm rocking Speed Buggy. So, hey, Blue, what's up? I saw you were on. I keep forgetting you've got that afternoon thing you do now. But you're on every day, so it's hard to get around you. Rick, I will. We're going to actually open something. It's an amazing special day. But whoops, I hit the wrong button.
So glad to be able to be a part of it.
Well, you are the reason. So I'm pretty sure it was GForce who put out on Twitter that Amazon was having a sale on the Tantive IV for $31.
Yep.
And I love the play sets. I have several of the old ones. The new ones are just so expensive, and they shouldn't be. But they also try and trick me into buying them because they have a figure in them. And if I don't buy it, then I have a hole in my vintage collection.
Yep.
But they also trick me because then I already do have a hole because I don't open the box to get the figure out. So now there's a hole in the collection anyway, even though it's not really.
Yep. It's a triple-edged sword.
It is. You just have to, get with it. Thanks for sending everybody over. Hey, Rum. Hey, if Rum, you want to pop on when once you're done with your gaming, or John, if he's around, anybody who wants to come on, we're just gonna BS for a few and open a Tantive IV and have fun. I do have shorts on. I don't do the whole underpants thing wandering around the house. The neighbors put a petition together. There were torches. It was, it's just not something you want to wake up to. So, but Muzza, how you doing, man? Nice to see you. It's summer there, right, in Australia. Here it was -3 when I went to work. So it's supposed to be, I think, -11 tomorrow morning when I go.
Good Lord.
Oh, they put it up to -5. Heat wave. But yeah, so we're actually having February weather. Guido, nice to see you.
Guido.
Fett, good to see you, man. Good to see you. Rolando, what's up? Hey, Steve-O.
Smirking.
Gilster, what's up? What's up? Mr. Stargate.
Yeah.
There's rumblings that they're trying to get Stargate running again.
Oh boy.
But they won't say if it's going to be a reboot completely or if they're going to try and merge things.
Huh.
Which would be cool. AMK, what else? 35 degrees Celsius. Wow. No, thank you. No. See, again, Australia trying to kill you.
Mm-hmm.
Night, Blue.
See, Blue.
Isn't it a little early for you to be going to bed, Blue?
Is he going to a con or something tomorrow?
Oh, yeah, I think he was going somewhere tomorrow or something like that. See, that's more like it. That's February. What's up? I'm waiting for that to come back. They should have had those guys at the Super Bowl. I miss those. There's Three things I don't understand why they haven't come back, because everything circulates back in advertising. I don't know why the WhatsApp hasn't come back, even though, yes, it was annoying, but it was also funny. Then it was annoying. Then it was funny again.
Yep.
The Budweiser frogs were very funny. I don't know why those haven't circled back, but the biggest one I always have is California raisins.
Yeah. And they had a whole cartoon.
Yeah, they had a cartoon. They had Christmas specials. They had CDs. I don't know. It's just weird.
They let that Noid come back in Domino's.
Yep, the Noid came back. So, that's good. I had to get that when they put the Noid out as a Funko. I had to pick him up.
Yep. I get the Where's the Beef Lady.
Good to see you. Yeah, that's what happened to us. It was 55 Monday. And then this morning it was -3. Yeah. Well, and I've got, I don't know, they right here.
Reaching into the portal.
These little guys. I heard it through the grapevine. Actually, just won a whole bunch of PVCs of these off eBay. But I wonder if California owns them somehow. And that's why they don't allow them to use them. At 7 East Coast. Okay, so we're going to go over there at 5. We should be off by then, so we can all go over and hit up Country Fried Wrestling.
Yep.
There's always portals. I live in the state with the Stargate, so we're used to that kind of thing. Yeah, I miss Alf too. I don't know. That'll be good. Netflix will put money into it. Did you watch any Stargate GeForce?
I have not.
I didn't really get into Stargate SG-1 very much, because after the first couple seasons it became very repetitive, but then I guess it got really good later. I really enjoyed Stargate Atlantis.
Okay.
Hey!
There he is.
Hey.
Yeah, I don't have Netflix at all, so I miss out a lot.
I think Atlantis was really good, and I enjoyed it. Stargate Universe was okay. It died pretty quickly, but SG-1 and Atlantis, I really enjoyed Atlantis. Did you watch any of those, John?
Yeah, I actually started watching Stargate. Was it SG-1?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know where that fits in. Is that like the first series or?
Yeah, that's the one with Richard Anderson on it.
Yeah, because what happened was I was talking with a friend of mine, my friend Jason in Seattle, and I was like, I ran across this video on a conspiracy theory YouTube channel that I watch, where they were talking about how the U.S. government really has a Stargate, and there's a military group of guys who go through the Stargate trying to make contact with other alien races on far out planets and sign treaties with them and all this stuff. And eventually the government's going to release this information once we have a certain number of treaties and they feel like the population can handle it. And what they did in order to get the population used to the idea was they made the TV show based on this group. And then my friend told me, so the whole TV show apparently is real. It's nonfiction, and all the stories and events that happen are based on this real life group that the military guys. And my friend Jason said, no, that was actually in the show. That was an episode of the show. So I was like, what are you like? So have the
It wasn't only an
conspiracy
episode of
nuts-
the show, so that you could say it was an episode of the show when they put out the documentaries.
Yeah. So I started watching the show, hoping I'd run into this episode where they talked about it on the show. And I was like, so did the conspiracy theory start first and then the show found out about the conspiracy theory and they made an episode about it? Or did the show make an episode that started the conspiracy theory? Like, which, that's what I want to know.
God only knows.
Maybe Gap will know. Gap will know which came first. Maybe.
That might know, yeah. Hey, Fabulous, how you doing? Brad wants to reveal the Stargate program to the world on the TV show. Yeah, Dr. Family follows me on Twitter. Cool.
Left Coast, the Stargate's real. I've seen it.
It's in Cheyenne Mountain. It's just an hour south of me. I liked Atlantis because, let's face it, Stargate SG-1 was basically Star Trek-ish. Atlantis was basically Deep Space Nine because they stayed on their station for the most part and then went and did little things.
Oh, is
And
that
of
it?
course,
Okay.
Stargate Universe is basically Voyager because they're trapped on the other side of this thing.
Oh.
I think that's why I liked Atlantis so much, is because they were trapped kind of, and so they were able to develop a whole bunch of side characters and stuff like that for you to enjoy. And, not just get sucked into there's a new planet every week and you have to learn new people and all that stuff. He's hiding this Stargate in his drawers.
Yeah.
I would expect that from Rum.
Yeah, David's right. Full
Dave's
disclosure, just around the corner.
Have you noticed that got quiet again?
Yeah, of course
There
it
for
did.
like the last couple years of Trump, we were getting all these new stuff from the military and things like that, and you had Obama saying, well, could be, and then all of a sudden we just don't talk about the UFO stuff anymore.
Yeah. What I love about this whole thing is that, like, I think they once in a while just test the waters. Like I start to like. I've grown up interested in UFOs and Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster. Like, I love this stuff. Strange mysteries and weird things, paranormal, supernatural. I love it. I'll eat it up. I got books, I got encyclopedias, I got all kinds of things. But I don't actually think any of it is real. I don't think ghosts exist. I don't think it's hard for me to understand why an alien race would come to Earth and not show themselves after 6,000 years. You know what I mean? Like, if you go back with it, supposedly they've been coming here for thousands and thousands of years. So wouldn't they have at one point go, okay, you guys are ready. Here we are. Hello, how you doing? Like, what agenda could they have that takes 6,000 years to accomplish? Like, a lot of people are like, oh, they're here to steal our water. They're going to eat all our stuff. They're going to take our resources. Well, if you needed resources, you wouldn't implement a 6,000 year plan to do that. You know, like you would do it in a day. So it's hard for me to believe. The only thing that makes sense is if the government already knows about them, and the government said, "Don't show yourself because the public will panic." So part of me says that possibly could be true. I mean, they did an episode of Star Trek, I think Next Generation, on that, didn't they? Where the planet decided not to tell their people, and Picard and them went away.
Yeah.
But I think every once in a while they test the waters. Like they said, oh, we found bacteria in this Martian rock, and they waited to see how the public would react. And then all of a sudden they came back like a year or two later and went, no, that wasn't really alien life. There was no bacteria in that rock. So they recanted the story. And then they were like, oh, there's a starship flying through our solar system that came from outside the solar system. And they waited like 6 months to see how the universe would react, our planet. Then they went, oh, no. That was, Oumuamua was just a big rock. It wasn't a spaceship. You know what I mean? And like Avi Loeb wrote a whole paper on it and everything about being a spaceship from another civilization. But then 6 months later, they come back and go, nope. We were wrong. That was just a big rock. Sorry, we didn't mean to panic, you guys. You know what I mean? So like every time they find life in some way and an out there, they say it first. Oh, it's life. We found this. And then they 6 months or a year later go, no, it wasn't. Calm down. You guys are okay. You know, it's not really life. So why do they take that back? Why do they announce first that they found something and then a year later go, no, it was a rock. Sorry, it was nothing. You know, so I think they're just testing the water every once in a while to see how people will react. And whenever they get a 50-50 negative to positive response, they recant the story and get all those people to calm down who aren't ready for it.
Yeah. That Tic Tac video was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
With those things flying and the
Yeah.
Air Force guys caught them on some kind of camera.
Well, who so Amazon owns MGM now, right?
I don't know. Do they?
I don't know. I don't know who owns anybody anymore. I know Discover is about to own all of Harry Potter and DC and all that stuff.
Really?
Because they're buying Warner Brothers and
they're going to end up with Warner Brothers? Okay.
Supposedly.
Yeah.
But so who knows what that'll do to DC and all that? Because I don't know. I'm not sure where. Well, no, Amazon must have bought MGM. That's how they're able to make Lord of the Rings, because they would have gained the rights through buying them. And fine.
I like that.
Well, yeah, every once in a while, I'll just stop doing. If I'm having a weird day, I'll just stop and say, "Computer, end program." No, nothing. So,
yeah.
No, either the safeties have been turned off or something. It's hard to say.
What'd you do, Chris?
What I do?
You turned GForce off.
I didn't turn GForce off. I clicked on Salacious, and there he goes again. Again.
You say computer end program, and I went black.
Yeah, he turned off.
Found out who the real simulant was. Quick, Clone 47, report back to headquarters.
Well, like my brother and I had this discussion. We said that we came to the conclusion that part of how you know that you're in a simulation is this, okay? All throughout our lives, while we have been, since my brother and I have been born till now, we have narrowly averted every catastrophe that would end all life on Earth. When they had a hole in the ozone layer because we were putting up too much aerosols, okay? If you go back and look at the studies suggest that if we had even gone one more day past the ban on those chemicals, the ozone would have been irreparably destroyed and we all would have burned up and died. So at the absolute last second, the entire Earth decided to stop using those chemicals that were destroying the ozone. And if they had gone one more day, the studies suggest that it would have been irreversible and we all would have died. And now we're at another tipping point where if we don't stop using like fossil fuels, like the planet is going to literally incinerate and we're all going to die. And we said, watch, it's going to get to the absolute last moment where if we go one more day with cars, it's going to tip over to the point where we can't reverse. And on that exact moment, everyone on the planet is going to go, let's all switch to electric. And it's going to happen. And then we're going to say, like, it won't burn up. Global warming will reverse and we'll all be safe. And he goes, because
we're getting there.
Because if we really took it to the brink of destruction, the simulation would end. So the computer always makes it so that we, at the last second, save ourselves. You
Always
know what
have
I mean?
a fail safe.
Yeah, yeah. So my brother was like, that's how you know we're in a simulation. Because in the real world, we would have destroyed ourselves by now 10 times over. The Cuban Missile Crisis would have turned into World War III. But of course, at the last second, those ships turned back and we stopped World War III. You know what I mean? It's like, so, because the simulation doesn't want to stop. So it brings you to the brink of destruction. And at that last critical moment, the simulation turns everything around so we're all safe and go on. You know? So...
Like they said in The Matrix, anytime you've seen a werewolf or something like that, it's just a program doing something they're not supposed to. It's just a glitch.
Well, the three of us are about the same age. And when we were kids, we were told we'd be in the middle of an ice age by now.
Oh, yeah.
My favorite episode of In Search of, apart from like Jack the Ripper ones, is the one where Nimoy's like, by 2020, this will be America. And it's just this ice sheet of, you know, like,
yeah.
I don't think glaciers move that quickly.
Well, either that or global warming staved off the ice age. Like we saved ourselves by warming the planet.
Well, it's nuts because if you go back to see where all this global warming stuff came from, it's from Margaret Thatcher. And Thatcher was trying to figure out ways to break the coal miners' strike in England back in the 80s. And one of the things they came up with is if they could prove that coal was actually bad for us to be using. So she commissioned a group to prove that fossil fuels were actually bad for us to use. That group eventually turned into whatever the IISO, whatever it is in the UN that is supposedly in charge of figuring out climate change. They're the ones that are now in charge of that. And that came directly from her trying to break the strike.
Huh.
Because before that, we were told that we'd have to, you know, if we laid, you know, one of the things they wanted to do was take coal and put it across parts of Greenland to try and warm it, because we were all going to die in this horrible ice age that was coming. And it's like, okay, you say so. But anyway, not that John didn't completely derail us.
Well, it wasn't my fault. I don't think I started this. Someone else asked a question and I just answered and went off on a tangent.
This clone is less stable than the others.
It's all that Stargate.
That's what it was. The Stargate talk. Yeah.
Aaron, how you doing?
Hi, Aaron.
Hi, Aaron.
Okay, so, John, do you have anything to open while we're opening our Tantives?
I got something in the mail. What did I get here?
Cute.
I don't know what this is.
Probably a double telescope and Luke in that bag.
Oh, I don't think so. It's from Amazon. How would they send me a?
How would they know?
It's double telescoping Luke's now.
I was just making fun of the way it was packaged.
It's my batteries for the.
Well, that was
one of the G.I. Joe guys needs some batteries for his talking backpack, and that's what these are. Let me see. I have something I can open. Hold on.
I was thinking the same thing, Lobot. John needs a foil hat.
It's fun to speculate on those things.
Oh, yeah. Because we'll never know any of that in our lifetime.
No.
So, as I was saying, GForce pointed this out, and I accidentally ordered two, which is the reason I'm opening this. So, this one's got a big dent in the side here. So the package is bad. The other one, the package is perfect. So I'll keep that one. I'll open this Tantive one here.
Yeah, this is my old one. It had a little tiny ding here, but both of them were pretty decent packages. Excuse me.
Steve Reno wants to know what's our favorite thing in our collection. Mine is my Minton Box Soundwave Gen 1. GForce?
My collection, I'm still partial to the Asajj Mythos statue.
Nice.
Oh, neat. I have a lot of things that I really, really like, but one of the best I think is the like if it was a fire and I'm jumping out the window, I'm grabbing the 12 back Darth Vader sealed in box. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
The original 1978 Darth Vader. So yeah, and some of it's just because of the story behind how I got them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's one of my favorite things in the collection. But yeah, as you saw, I do have a Scorponok,
Nice.
and I don't need this guy, but it's a project. He's missing everything. So if anybody out there wants a Scorponok, DM me and we'll work it out, because he needs all of his parts, but he's got a pretty good amount of pieces to him. His feet still flip out. He's got this
Looks
claws,
like it's in pretty good shape.
but no head. It's just basically a body with his feet and claws and stuff, and all the legs are there. But I gotta pass him along to somebody who wants to do a project build, and but I can open
the
this.
Industrial Revolution may have started the climate change, but the discussions using those words didn't exist then. We all knew that, you know, England, being in London, and you get a Pete Super or something, and people would literally choke to death on the air. Happened all the time. But it was Thatcher's commission that, oh man, this came out nice.
See, I was going to say something about mine there, because the way they packed this has these little runners on the bottom.
Yeah.
And they scratched my card up.
Oh no!
Yeah, my card didn't get scratched up, thankfully. It's nice.
Very flat. It just has one big scratch in the
Oh, I see it. Wow.
side there.
Yeah, that sucks.
Huh.
I mean, it's flat, straight, but
Yeah, I don't remember mine getting scratched. So how does this? How do you open it? You open
bound
it
to
like
happen, I
this.
guess.
You open it like this, and it can't come out now. So it's like, what's the point of opening this? Like, I don't get it.
All right. The first thing I did was fold the instructions back up.
Now, how I'm supposed to get this out of here?
Yes, Mick, this will be a day long remembered. I opened a box. Sasquatch says he needs a scrub. Yeah, all three of us are Star Wars collectors. My collection is very eclectic, as you could have seen behind me. Actually, I can do this. And so I got Mask and Midnight Patrol and The Shadow and Pez and Funko and Star Wars and Planet of the Apes, Gargoyles, Scooby-Doo, Transformers, comics, lots of autographs.
Ooh, half a dinosaur.
Nice. Oh, lost his butt.
Speaking of Funko, today I saw. Oh, he talks too.
He talks.
Or roars, whatever you call it.
Wow.
Is he a Jurassic Park guy or is he someone else?
Yeah, Jurassic World.
Ooh,
He's got parts I need
Dave's
to
got
put
some
on.
Micronauts.
I only have one Micronauts.
Yeah,
the new Scorponok would be cool to have. I don't.
I do have. You mean like what was it, Fall of Cybertron or whatever it was called?
There's a brand new one, like War for Cybertron one from the new Netflix show. Like that series, there's a new one out. Like maybe like 6-7 months old.
There you go, Left Coast. I put the link back in. Anybody who wants to join, we can have up to 10 people in chat.
John, didn't they make a new Scorponok in the Beast Wars package? In the Beast Wars
yeah.
box?
Yeah, he's back in the Beast Wars.
Oh
stuff.
yeah, that one's just out right now. You're right. Yeah.
Hey Rick, what's up?
Hello. All right, let me see if I can figure out. how to switch.
No, John showed dinosaurs. Mattel's gonna get us.
Oh my gosh, you're right. We're all going to get banned.
All of our channels are going down.
Mattel's going to have a fit.
Good run.
I was on your stream this morning, Blue. I was on for
I was on
hours.
this morning and this afternoon, and then I had to go to drive home. And then Rum distracted me with his video game playing. It wasn't my fault. They told me they fixed it.
He told me they fixed it. All right, so I have a tail to cook in here. Ooh.
No. Step 1 was already done for me. That's nice. Okay.
What the hell?
Step 3, profit.
Yay, profit.
All right, so now he's got his spiky tail on. This is a Kentrosaurus. So I've got 2 spikes to go on either side. That's what these holes are. So somehow these go on. There we go.
Let's see. This clips on here.
There we go. So, like, this is the thing I sometimes question also.
Mm-hmm.
Do you really think an animal was designed to have spikes coming out of its chest like that? Like, how does evolution go? All right, we're going to put hordes here. Like, why?
Suggestion box.
It's like, if you makes you think, like, did they put the skeleton together wrong? Why would he have spikes there? What kind? You don't see like rhinoceros running around with spikes sticking out the side of their shoulders. They're always on their faces or on their back or something. Like,
right. I'm missing a piece. What are these?
Okay.
but yeah, this big dinosaur with sounds.
Yeah.
$10. They're $10 at Target. So
That's pretty good.
He's like 10 inches long. You know what I mean? Highly articulated. He can.
What the fuck, man?
He can fly. He can hug people. Hello, I want to hug you. I am the hugging dinosaur. And I mean, he's fully articulated.
No idea why I can't use one of my other 4 cameras.
His mouth doesn't open though. That would be something I would have added. Let's make his mouth.
Hey, Chris.
Open. Yo.
Before you put everything away, make sure you find that little brown envelope that has all your foot pegs in it.
Brown envelope. Okay.
It's taped to one of the cardboard pieces.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I saw that little brown envelope here.
I didn't take my foot pegs out. I left it sealed.
Yeah, I won't need those either.
That thing.
Huh. Over here.
So I did end up getting 2 of these. You did too, Chris?
Yeah, I accidentally ordered 2.
I didn't do it by accident. I want to make the full hallway scene.
I have a second in case I want to do that.
Yeah, same here. I'm just opening 1 right now.
Bye, Steve Aribo.
Okay, found it.
There, I'm
Yeah,
done.
for $30, I couldn't pass it up.
It
Yeah,
already
that's
came put
why I
together.
ended up. I'm not so sad about it.
God, those are tiny.
See,
I
guys,
don't think I could put. I wouldn't have room to put 2 on a shelf, so I only have 1.
Anyone
what's
else
funny is-
order the new retros today?
I ordered the Bounty Hunter set. Yeah, like the
Yeah, the Dengar and
Yeah.
yeah. What's
I think
funny
Mark's
is
the
I
only one
put
hating on him.
what's that?
I think Mark's the only one hating on him. He's hell bent against them. I don't understand why, but
He doesn't like anything.
I don't know. He just wants them to make the 2 figures he
Well,
wants.
what
Like,
I
I guess
don't
if they
get-
announced Princess Leia, he would be happy.
Why don't they just announce this stuff? I'm tired of them having
I
these
know.
things, and then for the next week we get drops.
I think
This
it was
was-
just a mistake.
This was like a secret drop too. They didn't tell anybody until today, and it was just up there.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
Amazon's all automated and shit, so it just got dropped. It'll get announced tomorrow. Watch.
My poor beat up R2.
Oops.
What's funny is I have my vintage stormtroopers on this set, and I have my vintage R2 and 3PO like he has, but I've got the modern Rebel troopers from the 4-pack we got from Hasbro Pulse, like fighting them.
Yeah.
And I have my Darth Vader like you do, my vintage Darth Vader coming through the doorway. I put a stormtrooper laying down and a couple of the guys laying down so that they look like they've been shot.
That's what I should
Oh,
do.
so none of this clicks together. Like it just lays there.
Well, it clips into those little tiny slots. But yeah, essentially it just lays there. Yeah.
Wow, that's
Well, remember he was conveniently laying down along the side so that they could walk past him.
Oh yeah.
He was conveniently laying down in a line so they could walk right past him. Yeah.
I can't attach this second wall.
There we go. That's better.
That's a nice Princess Leia GForce. I like that.
Yeah, she got a repo cape and weapon, but
Well, she looks good though.
yeah, I like her. My C-3PO is a little bit loose. He's got a little bit of paint wear on him.
Oh, a lot of those are loose. Don't worry, man.
Yeah, I'm glad he stands.
Every time I see that C-3PO, it just takes me right back. I love that C-3PO with the shiny gold and
Yeah, they need to do more like that. Now, do you know if the paint on the pram for Grogu with the Razor Crest, is that vac metalled or is that paint?
I thought it was just paint, but some people are saying it is actually vac metal. But to me, it doesn't look. I mean, to me, it looks exactly the same as what's on the side of the Razor Crest.
Yeah, that's
And the
what I
Razor
thought
Crest
too.
is not vac metalled, so but it's painted with a shiny, glossy like shiny paint. So I thought that's what
Yeah,
the pram was
similar
painted.
to the Mando helmet. I'm guessing. I've only seen the Mando helmet. It just has the nice metallic silver paint,
Yeah.
but the Razor Crest has some weathering on top of that. So
Yeah.
from what I've seen, the weathering looks pretty decent.
Oh yeah, I like it. Yeah.
So that literally took me like 4 seconds to put together because it was already half built.
Yeah. A couple of my parts already came together.
Like the first 3 pages mean nothing because they're already put together.
It's like getting the instructions for a minifig. There was no real reason.
And this back part here, like, I don't need that at all. Like,
No, you don't need to put those bars on if you don't want to.
Yeah.
unless I want to take that picture, but I don't think I ever will want to take that picture.
unless you put the two together to create the hallway where Leia's giving R2 the plans.
Yeah.
Then you can't see it. Right? You only would put those two together if you're taking a photo down the hallway, which I'm
Down
sure
that
I
hallway,
will.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure I will. But if I put this in my Billy bookcase, it'll be, it'll be like this. It won't be
lengthwise, right?
That thing's cool.
I don't like how it doesn't click together.
Get rid of this thing now. Yay. And then I bought a temporary home for my 3 3/4 inch figures.
Yeah, those are. I like
Nice.
those kind of tiered stands like that.
Yeah. So until I can get everything together.
I had to go at making some of those risers once. My neighbor was a big acrylic guy, and he had his garage full of acrylic stuff. And this was in the late 90s. I'm like, hey, can you build me some of these? I need some steps, some risers, because it was kind of new at the time. And he did, and I still have a couple of them. But he did them in 10 minutes. While I was there, he had this little heater kind of thing and his 90-degree bender, and it was.
Yeah.
I took it home, peeled off the plastic protector, and it was good to go.
I don't know.
They look good in a Golf.
They can keep releasing more retro stuff. I'm happy with it.
Oh yeah, me
I don't
too.
care one way or the other. Actually,
I totally dig them.
And I really enjoy that they're from Amazon, because anything Amazon exclusive for the most part I can get.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we had no problem getting these. If they had gone up on Pulse, they would have been sold out in 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never had an order canceled from Amazon. I have had damaged items, but I returned them and they replaced them.
Yeah, and they replaced them almost immediately.
They kept sending me the same Black Series figure damaged 4 times. So 4 times I returned it.
Jeez.
And eventually I got one where I'm like, okay, I guess I'll keep this one because you're now sold out online and I have no choice. But yeah, that's my one bad story from Amazon is it took me 4 tries to get a figure that wasn't damaged.
Wow.
But I like Amazon. I'm an Amazon affiliate, so I make a couple bucks off it, and it's
yeah.
And if people complain that it comes damaged, you can return this shit. It's freaking Amazon.
Well, yeah,
you don't even need a reason.
I just have to go 4 blocks down the road to my Whole Foods and drop it right off to them.
Oh, you can do that too, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can just take it to the post office.
Yeah, you don't have to box it up or anything. You just take it back. They scan the little thing, and they're like, okay, yep, that's it. Okay, and they put it in a box, and off it goes.
We have a locker down the road, and when you return something, you go up to the locker, pick out their little scanner off the box, you scan it.
Oh, cool.
And it opens one of the doors, and you stick it in that door and close it, and it prints out a little receipt that says you put it in locker number 12, and it sends a message to Amazon, and immediately on your phone will go, we see that you put it in locker 12 on such and such a thing, and
there are 20 retro figures now, because they did
about that
8 or so for Star Wars, and then they did about the same for Empire Strikes Back, and then they did 4 for Mandalorian.
There's 6 Mandalorian.
6 Mandalorian, and then
and 6 Boba Fett.
And 6 Boba Fett ones.
Whoa.
I love this.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yep.
No,
you're right. So there was
guys out there. Look at that.
No, there was 7.
Cool.
So there was 7 Star Wars.
Yeah, with the game. Yeah.
7 Star Wars, 7 Empire Strikes Back, 7 for Mandalorian because you got the Remnant Stormtrooper with the game.
Yeah.
And then there was 6 for Boba Fett so far, but there will be a 7th with some kind of game again, probably. And then we've had 2 on Amazon from Empire Strikes Back now.
Yeah.
And did you see that chocolate chip Wookiee actually started getting the Mandalorian stuff or the Boba Fett stuff? He got Boba from Book of Boba Fett already.
Huh? No, I didn't see. I saw he got his Razor Crest, but I hadn't seen anything else up yet.
As far as I know, he's one of the first and few people who've started getting the newest retro wave.
Well, maybe those will start dropping.
Yeah, that chocolate chip Wookiee guy, he got the Boba Fett figure only. I think that's in the UK.
Yeah.
Well, and Amazon won't let you order them all at once anymore. You have to order each figure individually now. Ah, nice.
Oh, those are cool. Yeah.
Wow.
These are way better than the figure it came with.
Yeah.
So I think I have 6 of these guys.
That's cool. Yeah.
We haven't gotten the archive going. Wave 31. I mean, and people are 2 waves ahead of you.
Yeah. I haven't seen what was the wave before Bib Fortuna in Black Series?
I don't know.
We haven't got any of those waves in Canada.
Rogue Ones?
Yeah, I still haven't seen any of the Rogue Ones yet either. Now that I think
Never
about
saw those in stores. Nope.
I got Bodhi.
The only place I see him is GameStop. I have Bodhi and K2SO.
Yeah.
I got Bodhi, but he's the only one I pre-ordered though, because he's the only one I didn't have, so I did pre-order him.
I did pick him up at
a year ago. Yeah, GameStops are pretty good in Canada. It's you can pre-order stuff in most cases without paying for it.
Yeah.
And then they call you a few months later, hey, we got your toy here, and you can go in and buy it, or you can go in and say, I don't want it. And then they have a new toy on their shelf, which to me is good. Like, I do cancel a lot of pre-orders because sometimes I get them first from Amazon or whichever, right? Whoever ships first usually gets my money, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, they're good that way. And GameStop in Canada, you get a 10% discount when you pay a $10 annual for a loyalty card. So everything in there you get 10% off. So it makes it cheaper. It's cheaper than Walmart. It's cheaper than Toys R Us by like 40%. Like Toys R Us is ridiculous. Yeah. These are $40 at Toys R Us now.
Wow.
Like just straight up. Or more. Like for whatever reason, some basic figures cost $2 more than other basic figures, even though they're not deluxe or exclusive. It's just all these tariffs are catching up with our Canadian retailers now.
Yeah, some people. I saw somebody the other day put up something that UPS had stuck a note to their mailbox that said couldn't deliver package, bear in driveway.
That's perfect.
That's funny.
Come on.
So everyone's got theirs built. That was quick.
Well, yeah, mine is built. He looks great. Yeah.
Looks just like it.
We assume.
Oh, do I need a figure? You guys have figures on yours. Hold on. If I have to have a figure on mine, I'll be right back.
See, Mark, I'm pretty sure somebody else had told me that those retro wave for Book of Boba Fett are already out in UK.
Yeah, one of the big online sellers got some, and I think they have a physical store too. But
so I'm sure Smith will get those
Star Demand or something like that. Mark knows the name. Star on Demand or something.
Yeah, Star
Action Figures. Yeah.
Who gets a lot of the store exclusives anyway? Because they don't have a lot of those stores, right? Like Toys R Us and EB Games and whatnot. And now our GameStop here has all those Walmart exclusives from the past year, like the Bad Batch Rex, the Bad Batch Imperial Crosshair, the Red Shock Trooper Commander.
Never ever saw those in store.
No, I saw one Rex at my Walmart once. I looked at it and took a picture because it was $45.
Yeah.
That's how much exclusives are at Walmart here. They're $45 now. They used to be $39. Like they still have a 7 Jar Jars for $45.
Yeah, jeez.
I got
good.
He's
See?
riding it like a mythosaur.
Oh,
Let's go.
What's the next beast you think we get? Either or Black Series or Vintage Collection. Who gets the blurg first?
I am still amazed they haven't put out a blurg. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm quite surprised because we'll buy it.
yeah. What? They don't think we're gonna buy it? I mean, duh.
It's small and
Still,
I would have thought they would have done the blurg because I was saying it's small enough to where they could make him easily and be affordable.
Yeah.
But that actually could be the negative for why they haven't made it. It's because they want to charge $100 for whatever thing they come out with next. And if it was a blurg and they charged $100 for a vintage collection blurg, we'd all flip out. So
Right.
they couldn't do it, you know. So
I got him at GameStop.
nice.
Him at GameStop. These two. And these two. And I believe they were all someone's orders that they just didn't pick up.
Perfect.
The rest of them, I think, are regularly stocked out there, but I got them all very late. So who knows? I like when people cancel orders.
Well, and
Yeah, I've gotten a few that way.
they have a blurg already in the mission fleet, which
yeah,
they should be able to scale that up.
Yeah.
they've done it twice now in the mission fleet. It came with
two different
Queel.
packs for the blurg.
Yeah, it came with Queel, and then it came with the Mandalorian himself.
Yeah. So
I'm sure you could use that in the Razor Crest. It'd probably scale decently for the size of the cargo hold.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
The mission fleet, I like them. They don't sell very well here in Canada because they are more kid related. Like, that's my honest opinion, and I think I'm right.
Yeah.
Because adults might buy one or two sets because they're cool and it's got, Mando or Stormtrooper. But other than that, yeah, they got the same toys on the shelf that they had in the summer. Like, they're not very popular here.
And that was Kenner's way of saving money, because then they replaced the 5 POA line with this. That way they don't have to make bigger vehicles.
I like it. It's a good line. It's a good line for those vehicles and stuff.
Like
world building. Like, why isn't there one of those, a playset for Mission Fleet yet? Like, they can make a playset like this, whether it's not a Razor Crest, but something that has to do with the Ahsoka show or whatever show. Like, put some cardboard in.
I'm pretty much all in on the Mission Fleet stuff. I've bought quite a few of them, but again, one of my issues is I've got hardly anything on display because I like to make up like battle scenes in a sense, and in order to get multiple stormtroopers, the stormtrooper comes with a 5-pack of figures. So you get 5 IG-88s if you want 5 stormtroopers.
Yeah.
And then they have like the newest stormtroopers in with the Mandalorian and the blurg pack. So you got to get 5 blurgs in Mandalorian to get 5 stormtroopers. So once again, the troop building figure is in with other stuff that you don't want to troop build. Yeah. So you're kind of like stuck, like, why can't they just make a pack of 5 stormtroopers? You know what I mean?
Right. If they wanted to make money, they kind of don't, which is what I'm figuring, they would do that.
Yeah.
Every day for every figure line. Oh, let's make extra and sell them as army builder packs.
We're spoiled. Remember, that's Sears used to sell them like that.
Oh yeah, they did back in the day.
Yeah. And,
it makes zero sense.
How many packs do they have on Hasbro Pulse now? They have the Rebel Troopers, the Stormtroopers,
and the Scarab
Troopers.
The Scarab Troopers.
Yeah.
All in vintage collection only though.
And they've all sold out, so you can't buy them anymore.
Marvel Legends, they have like 3 or 4 of them, 6-inch army builders.
There's 5 now for Marvel.
Yeah,
Legends.
why don't they have any for Star Wars?
Yeah.
Nothing for Black Series, nothing for retro, Make a box of 10 retro stormtroopers. $100. You'll
Since
sell
they like
billion of
repaint
them.
so much, repaint clones.
A
There's
billion. They would
9
sell a
million
billion
clones.
stormtroopers if they made a 10-pack and sold them for $80 or $100. $1 billion much? Thank you.
Yeah. I love the look of the Mission Fleet vehicles and stuff. They're
Oh
very
yeah, me too.
Yeah, they're really good.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm tempted to get the Razor Crest and the Moff Gideon TIE Fighter because it's a cool TIE Fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want
I'm
that
getting
DeLorean thing.
Yeah, I'm picking up the TIE Fighter eventually because I got a TIE Fighter collection, so it's got to go in the collection of TIE Fighters. But I got the Mandalorian ship. That's the only one I have on display right now in one of my detolfs over there.
Yeah, it looks good. And now there's a toy box one.
Is there really?
Coming out. Yeah, like it's the cartoony Disney Store ones.
Oh, yeah.
Like the Falcon, but the figures are like 4 times the size of the ship, but the ships look cool. The figures actually look really cool too.
Oh yeah, I
like them better than Mission Fleet.
I've got the Yoda, Darth Vader, and
they're painted well. They're good quality plastic. Those Galaxies of Heroes too. Like they're very well made toys. Like they're very good quality, if you ask me, compared to this. Like this is lesser quality than those Hasbro Galaxy of Heroes toys. More time and patience is spent painting those. And they're a third the price, a quarter the price. And same with these too. These are $20 plus now in Canada. Jeez. These to me are absolute garbage. Like this is half the figure of a retro figure, if you ask me. The only thing good about this is the racetrack. That's it.
The card back.
That's it. And the blue bubble behind it, like the pillbox and this. Like that's it. The photo's crap. Like it's a fake photo and they could have done better from Rogue One.
Yeah, they miss a lot of times on the photo.
When did he ever wear a baseball cap in Star Wars? Like I missed that scene. And I've seen this movie probably 7,000 times. Like in all the movies, I never once saw a rebel soldier wearing a baseball hat.
Mine looks like Lurch from the Addams Family.
It is better than the last one they made. The last one they made had like weird arms that only did this.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, the swivel arms.
Yeah, like whoever invented that, I hope they're fired already. The stupidest action figure gimmick ever. Let's just do this. And no wrist, so you can't change the lightsaber. It's just whatever. It's like they did it in an hour. How fast can you design a figure?
Well, Hasbro could make more money if they just released more stuff. Have you guys seen pictures of those new Carbonite Black Series from Target?
Oh my gosh, those are crazy. The Scarif Trooper Carbonite.
Surely they can't be keeping an entire 4-foot end cap of those to every store.
Well, they are, yeah. That's what it looks like. I think
they forgot 50% of the stores and shipped them to 4 stores.
That's the first picture of is that the entire district's allotment of those?
I think it's exactly that.
Seems like it.
One of my local Walmarts, I don't know how many years ago this was, when the Black Series Blue line was out, the Emperor, Boosh, ID-88, and Clone Commander Cody. Those never made it to retail in Canada ever. But when they did, they hit one Walmart 20 minutes away, and they had about 150 of each of them for $5.
Wow.
Crazy.
And that was the first time I ever saw anything like that. Right? I'm like,
every Target will get those. And so
I bought like 40 of them. I literally bought like 40 of them, and I sold them all to collectors for $20, like what they cost.
Yeah, that will be the new Eternals figure, because they'll sell a few, but most people will look at that and say, well, there's no way in hell they're going to sell all those. I'll wait another month and get them for half price.
My Walmart even has more Eternals figures than it started with, because it now has a Toys R Us exclusive figure there. So someone actually returned the figure from Toys R Us to Walmart. Like they disliked them that bad, and it's on the shelf. It's funny.
My Target got rid of all its
Tomb Raider girl
Eternals figures, all of the Shang-Chi stuff, and all of the Snake Eyes stuff. clearanced it all out, got rid of all of it. This last Monday, they got piles of it back because the warehouse has it, and they had to remake that end cap.
I was just going to say that.
The clearance store denied the order. No, we didn't order that.
All my Targets did that. They clearanced everything. Even the Age of Apocalypse line, they clearanced that too. And then like this week, they've all come back in mass quantities. So
we have a special visitor who has come to us through the Stargate.
There he is.
The Stargate.
Yeah, I thought I'd better warn you. John's been on the old space bananas tonight. He's off his trolley. Hey, John.
You must have broke him in your cage.
Ignore me. He's got a taste for them. I think he's addicted.
I love
not to change the subject, but Chris, is there like literally going to be a war? Like in the next 48 hours?
Who knows? I don't really think so because I don't think Ukraine really wants to die.
Yeah, but I think even if Ukraine wants to die, the U.S. and other allies aren't going to let them.
No, the U.S. isn't going to get involved at all.
So you didn't see your president's speech today?
President Pudding Cup?
Yeah, it kind of sounded like he wants to get involved.
Well, if he wanted to get involved, he should have gotten involved when he was vice president, and they allowed Putin to take over that bit to start with.
Yeah, this morning was the first time I watched 20 minutes of news in like 3 weeks, and it was all that it was about. I'm like, oh, really? Now this is the news that we got to deal with.
But then they'll show people who are in downtown in major cities in the Ukraine. They're just going about their day, going to the store, going to the park. They're ginning this up, like they need this to happen for some reason.
Yeah, I don't
distract us from
ratings
or something.
I don't get stuff at all.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't
get it.
Well, the monkey lizard can explain some current affairs to you if you like.
I thought they were cutting the country in half. Like, there's a portion of the country that wants to join. So they said, okay, you guys can join, and they're just going to cut it in half. And that was the solution. So they're not going to war because they're just going to. The people who lived there, I thought, agreed to this.
Well, the people who in those two little provinces at the bottom.
Yeah.
Breakaway republics, they call them.
I thought they agreed.
It's like the History Channel around here.
It is like this because it's the exact same thing that happened in Austria and Czechoslovakia in 1938. You have the Sudetenland stuff. You have the whole, these are German, traditionally German-speaking peoples, and so Hitler was fine to go in. Putin used the exact same language that these people are historically Russian and should be part of Russia and should never have been allowed to leave in the first place. And I don't know. It's a weird thing. Yeah, Poland thought the same thing.
It makes me not want to visit those countries. Like, it's sad because I would love to travel the world, and go to almost any country. But my list is getting bigger of the countries I absolutely would never visit.
Yeah,
and I think that sucks.
You can come
to even have that list.
You can come to Kowak if you want. You'll be welcome there.
That's off planet, though. That's different.
Oh, all right.
Well, it is. Yeah, he wants to have oceanside property to be able to get his oil out without having to be charged money from another.
I guess
treehouse. Treehouse.
So I hope not, but as we've seen in the past few years, the better minds are not in charge anywhere.
No,
war is big business. It makes everybody rich up there.
Yeah, it makes too many U.S. companies rich, as if they were pushing back to help the Ukraine.
Right.
Honestly, I don't want to sound like this, but that's Europe's problem. We have dealt with that since the end of World War II. Can't those people take care of their own damn issues for a change?
What was that movie with the two actors who were getting all the bids in to sell gloves and goggles and stuff to the U.S. military?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was real. That was based on a true story.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
That was a good movie, man, and I figured a lot of shit out when I saw that. Like, that's weird.
But
How's Lizzie doing, Rom?
Lizzie,
Yeah, Queen.
she's got COVID.
I know.
Yeah, oh yeah.
She's got COVID. Yeah.
well, she had COVID, and Charles had COVID, and Camilla had COVID.
The Queen's got COVID-19. Andrew's got Chloe 13.
Oh,
And,
hello.
it's it's a bit of a mess.
Yeah, we're all coming over to your house, Ron. We're going to go through the Stargate. We're done.
Come round. Everyone's welcome. None of this politics malarkey. Just get a few space bananas. Chill out.
Somehow, being Boris Johnson have prevailed in England, and they've raised all the restrictions. Now maybe we can fly over there.
Come over. Come and stay with Bob.
Have you heard there's a new social media thing?
A new media thing?
A new
what?
Trump media thing or whatever.
Oh, the new Facebook, Twitter thing?
Yeah, whatever it is.
Yeah, it's
I
called
see some people on Twitter are already getting banned from it. And it's the place that doesn't it's the place that has no policing of freedom of speech, but yet they're already banning people. So we'll see if that lasts till next Friday.
That's funny.
It's hilarious, man.
It started up and you're already banned.
It's like the freedom of speech app, and people are getting banned.
Well, there were some people who were getting banned were putting some really pretty nasty stuff. And, I'm not for much of that, but you can't have some of that stuff floating like that.
Yeah, there's just certain international rules of shit you can't do on the internet. Like
showing pictures of pizza with pineapple on it.
What?
Stuff like that's got to get stopped.
Tell you what, honestly,
hard to find here now, man. There's a pineapple shortage in Canada. Probably because of the truckers.
The human world would be a much better place if everyone walked around without any underpants on.
Yeah, and we don't have Razor Crest in Canada yet either. I wonder why. Because they're not airmailing them to us.
No. And they don't send things on boats anymore. They
not from Indiana to Canada. They don't. Like we're in the same piece of land.
Yeah, they try to drive it around now.
That's why they built those highways, so truckers can go on strike.
I'm feeling
all of them
a crazy theory is going to come.
So that'll teach them for trying to stick up for their rights in their country.
Our rights are fine, and we're never affected.
Except they weren't allowed to do their livelihood unless they took the jab.
Same with a nurse and a doctor.
Well, those were all fired too, weren't they? If they refused to do it.
I would not go to a hospital if the nurses and doctors didn't have to be up to date in their fucking shots.
I would be concerned that if a nurse and a doctor didn't want to take the shot, I'd want to know why they didn't want to take the shot.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't care if they got the shot.
I want them to mail that to me in a letter, though.
It's not a good idea.
I would go if they were offering free sponge baths.
Well, there is that.
Well, didn't they offer like free hamburgers and French fries to get vaccinated in some states? Like,
really? Where?
A free burger if you get your shot.
I'll take free food. Where's this?
That was your state, dude.
Yeah.
Your state, I think, even offered like $500 cash to get vaccinated, and people still didn't do it.
I didn't get money. What did they do?
We didn't get money in Canada either.
Yeah, we did it for free.
Our governor wanted to make sure that we were doing whatever, and it was like as soon as it's over 50% of us were vaccinated, then all of a sudden he was like, "Oh, and now we're going to give you money." Wait, where's my money?
But I already got vaccinated. Yeah,
I did the right thing. What? Once again, screwed.
I actually got it that morning the other night that said, "Oh, you can now go in for like your third shot," and I'm like, "I'm good, man. I'm okay with two."
Colorado too.
I'm okay with two, man. I don't
$1,000. And for some of the smaller cities in the south of Colorado, they were getting money because they were having to pay him to drive to somewhere that did it.
Oh, really? Shit.
But
yeah, it wasn't. they didn't make it hard in Canada, I don't think, unless you lived in a real rural area, which, some people do. Like Smirkenberry, he's on a reserve, but I'm pretty sure they would have organized shit to go to the reserve, like bring a truck or a trailer or whatever, or he's close enough to a bigger
Tim.
city.
How you doing, man?
Tim?
Got back to the gym. Yeah, no, we did it at work. That's why I didn't do it any other time. I knew eventually my work is large enough they were just going to do it.
You did, eh?
So I was like, okay, I have to walk 30 feet to get in. Okay.
What planet is David on? What are you talking about? A puppet? He's not a puppet.
Well,
He's
what are
real.
you? Well, what are you, David? A hairdresser?
Yeah. Bob's the puppet.
I'm pretty sure that I saw the real.
Go back to your hair
Salacious-
salon, but David Barber.
I saw
Hair.
the real Salacious Rum's Pappy in the hit documentary Star Wars.
Puppy, my puppy,
So he's real.
my puppy.
Bob.
I saw people are getting those salacious figures yet. Or did you get yours?
We can't get them in the UK yet. Not for sale.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
What figure? Which
I have an
figure?
order out for those. I still
Oh,
haven't.
was it the Black Series ones that were?
Yeah, a couple of monkeys and a
Oh, yeah.
rhino and a
Beautiful,
bag of poo or something.
beautiful.
Creature pack.
I was
Beautiful.
never able to order that. It was gone before I even got a chance.
Beautiful.
Before I even knew it existed, it was sold out. So
Well, what's nice is that you go to the parks randomly, so the better chance of you ending up seeing them is better than the rest of us.
yeah, I'm thinking of trying to go in March here when it's coming up, but we were waiting to try and go with my brother and my mom, like all of us together, but I don't think Mark's gonna be able to even go back to Disney, so I got to go by myself now.
Mm.
You think you'll be able to get back on his feet again, or is that a
I
slow
don't
process
know.
now?
I really don't know. I'm really worried about him, man. I just don't. This
back
was
home?
a tumor growing to the size that it would break out of the bone, and it shattered that leg. The guy said this is worse than someone who's been hit by a semi truck.
Jeez.
Like-
Is that what his leg did?
Yeah, that's how his leg broke. And
Okay.
after he broke, it broke putting on shorts. He was just putting his pants on. And,
So
and
there was
leg
something
broke in
already
half.
there.
Because the tumor grew so big that it burst out of the bone. So it was
Wow.
in the marrow, like in the bone marrow, and it grew big enough to just
Insane.
whoosh, explode out.
Is that something they could ever test for? I don't know.
We
It
don't
sounds like
understand why they didn't. They should have been testing for it, but no one did. We don't understand
so
why
you
they
can
did.
scan inside bones and stuff.
Yeah, they could have scanned it, but they never did.
Wow. Okay. Or maybe he did get some kind of scan, didn't he? Like,
Yeah, they were
Full-
scanning from the waist up. They were scanning
Oh.
waist to head, so they never did the
Wow.
legs.
Because
They
he had
just
no
said they
issues before
assumed,
his legs.
huh?
He didn't have any issues before down there.
No, well, he was in pain for about a month, and
Huh.
again, he was telling the doctors, "I'm in pain. Something's wrong with my leg," and nobody was doing anything. They should have scanned it immediately, but
okay.
and then 4 weeks after complaining, his leg breaks in half. I mean, it turned into a wet noodle. He said it folded up like a noodle because there was no bone left in the thigh, so it just like bleh, you know. And he said it was the scariest thing he's ever seen, and he's having PTSD from it because he can't get that image out of his head of your leg just folding up like a noodle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it scared the shit out of him. You know what I mean?
That Joe Theismann injury all over again.
Yeah.
Seeing that dude's leg fold up.
Is he back home though?
He just got home today. Yeah. So hopefully
Okay, good
we
start.
can go see him soon. But I mean, we had to remodel the house in a sense. We had to install bars so we could get from place to place, and because you can't get a wheelchair down the hallway because it's so narrow.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
wow.
narrower than a wheelchair in some of these hallways in this old house he lives in, and so we had to install bars. We had to put things over the toilets so he can have hand rests on the toilets, you know, and a bench to get in and out of the bathtub shower, you know, so he can sit on the bench and slide into the shower, and you know, it's like, yeah, it was really a lot of work this last week getting the house ready for him to come home. But they said it's at least going to be 12 weeks before he can even put any weight on the leg.
Okay.
So
We'll definitely keep thinking about him.
Yeah, definitely. Hoping for the best
sure.
here. Hoping for
Yeah.
the best, buddy.
But he's still got the 3 tumors in his lungs, and now this tumor in his leg. You know, I'm just like, how many tumors can a body get before it freaks out, gives up? You know, I don't know.
Does this change him doing any more chemotherapy, or is that
No,
not part of the
chemo's
plan
done.
now?
The chemo didn't do a thing. The tumors actually doubled in size during chemotherapy. So clearly the chemo is doing 0, you know. If they kept growing during chemo, then the chemo's not working. So they're going to immunotherapy, but that can't really start until he can get moving about easier, you know.
Sure.
Yeah.
So it's going to be at least 12 weeks before he can even start chemo or immunotherapy. And they want to do radiation for the stuff in his bones. So he's going to have radiation therapy, immunotherapy, like all this stuff on top of each other. And yeah, it's just, it worries the hell out of me because I just don't know how much your body can take of all this stuff, you know?
Right.
Well, not just his body, but mentally. How long can he keep?
I know that too. Your
And
mental state.
that's a major part of it, I think,
Yeah.
Chris, is folks just can't take it mentally anymore, and they just end up giving up, and then the body follows suit.
Yeah.
A big bonus is your family, you know, yourself and your mom and any other, you know,
Yeah.
loving friends and family he's got that are going to keep his mind off that, you know, the negative, not negative, but the not disappointed, but the depression part about it. Like, it's good to have that family right there, because that's the key. That's the key, I think.
And this community, the people in this community have really bolstered his, you know what I mean?
Oh, that's good to
he
hear.
told me he can't wait for the weekend. He wants to get back into Monkey Lizard Plays and play games with Salacious there. And
Awesome.
he's looking forward to coming back and playing some games with everybody. So.
Love you, Tunnel. Love you, Tunnel.
Maybe you
Just
could
got anyone have some new Lego?
Rum.
I saw all the new Batman Legos the other day at my Walmart. They have a big display.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's what I'm doing this week. I'm setting up those displays this week.
Oh, yeah.
I want the back. I want the Bat Cave. I want the Bat Cave.
Yeah.
I saw 3 different little kids looking at it, and their dad said no. So I don't know if that's because Lego's expensive or if the dad's been like, well, let's wait for the movie first.
Yeah.
The movie looks good, doesn't it? It looks good. It looks good, doesn't it?
Oh, I can't wait. Yeah.
It's good.
Just a week away, right?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
What is it, the 4th?
I still have not been to a theater since they all, you know, closed and reopened.
It's the premiere this weekend, I think.
I want to go. I still want to go see Tomb Raider, or no, sorry, Uncharted. Yeah, I want to see Uncharted, and then I want to go see the Batman. So I'll go to theaters.
Spider-Man.
Rum, I will be up this weekend.
Yay!
Oh, that's
good.
That's good. On clearance.
Is that the bathroom or the room?
The Polyjo. I got the bathroom.
There's a bathroom.
Room of requirement.
Oh,
Yep.
Yeah.
And then the potions room.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
The book one. Nice.
Yeah. So now I have Legos for a couple of weeks. I can play.
Yay.
Yay.
Do they all connect?
Huh?
Do they all connect to each other?
Not
I
those.
don't know. The books don't, I know.
The big sets do, like the castle sets do. But I don't think
Okay.
those do.
That's.
No.
I've seen those. My store has those too. It just restocked on all the Legos. All the other toys, no stock.
I like there's an armor set. Did you see that I think it's at Target where they have the armors room from Mandalorian?
No, I didn't see that. Didn't who built that? Didn't somebody build that Sunday, Rum?
What's that, sorry?
That the Mandalorian with the armor.
Oh yeah. Someone built, was it GForce? GForce built it on Sunday, I think. GForce built it last Sunday.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
There it is.
Oh,
He's
nice.
got it. Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah, I've seen the Maul and Ahsoka one.
Yeah, I got the Maul and Ahsoka one because it had Maul and Ahsoka in one pack for like $20.
I like the Armor one. That looks good. And I've seen the
What's the
Mando.
Yoda? Why do you have a Yoda there? What is that? Is that 3D printed?
Hang on.
Nice.
I don't have that Yoda. Is that a 3D print?
Yeah, that's his lightsaber behind him.
Yep.
Oh, cool.
I like the shuttlecraft too. That's cool. Oh, that's neat.
Oh, you did the cracked Stormtrooper helmet. That's cool.
T-800 shuttle. Got a bunch of Batman, Spider-Man.
Do you have a printer then? You have a printer?
I used to. It's dead
okay.
now.
Did you guys see the new wave of McFarlane 66 Batman?
With the box.
Which ones are the new wave?
Boxing, the boxes.
Penguin,
And Penguin, yeah.
Riddler, Boxing Batman, and Eartha Kitt Catwoman.
Yeah.
I saw that.
I just wish they were 6 inches.
That's what she said.
They are a weird size.
Like
They're
Mike
smaller
Johnson.
than the Galaxy Adventure figures. Like they're a weird scale. I don't get it really because his other line of figures are 7 inches.
Somebody told me that he couldn't make them that size because that was the size the Mattel ones were.
Yeah, there's a reason.
Specific, he can only make them a certain size. And Super 7 can make them 3 3/4 inches, and the Mezco ones are slightly bigger than that. So everybody, as long as they're a different size,
Different scale.
everybody can make them.
Yeah. That's what I wish.
New
That's
Mezco,
kind of what I wish they did with the Star Wars license, but
Scooby-Doo looks awesome.
Oh, that came
Hasbro
out
put an exclusivity clause in so that
Look at
they're.
this Gundam.
That's the one I started building Sunday, Rom.
Oh yeah!
Oh,
Wow.
yeah.
That's nice.
But I had to finish it on Cobain's stream because I told him I would build with him too. But
Looks nice.
Those
It's
clear
good.
wings
Good.
are awesome, man.
yeah, it's pretty wild.
Big gun,
Yeah.
big gun,
Love the gun.
big gun.
That
A
is-
laser sword and a laser sword. Have a
That
laser-
one's
got-
awesome. I like
Got to
that.
have the laser sword as well.
So, does smirking here mean is Kamloops a place, like a city, like a town?
Yep.
Or
Yep.
does he mean that Kamloops actually flooded the theater?
No,
Like,
Kamloops is
like
a
it
city.
filled up with Kamloops.
That's the name of a city.
What's the
Okay.
cam loop? What's the cam
Sounds
loop?
like the fire alarm system went off, the sprinklers went off, and flooded the theater.
Yeah. I don't know where Kamloops is. I've never been there.
It's in the interior of BC.
Oh.
So
Those Spin
4 or
Master
5 hours for me.
are
by
selling
car.
really well.
I think it won't be long till McFarlane is going to be the only guy making DC toys because he's pushing hard. Like he's got to be putting out 100 toys a year now.
Oh yeah.
Put out a
Well,
ton.
the Spin Master, I don't know. The Spin Master stuff is doing great, I think.
It is. I think it is selling because I think the kids are buying it.
Oh, I've bought almost every single one.
For kids.
I
And
think
it-
they would look way better if they were on a retro style card.
Yeah, the
Somebody-
It would
packaging.
appeal to us more, I think.
Yeah, the packaging has something to be desired. It's not that great, but
It's very
I
modern.
tell you, the guys I know down here in Florida, like we've all been collecting them, and we're always sending text messages and trading, and it's been
And I
great.
would have, but like you said, for me, a lot since I'm in box, packaging is almost more than 50% of the figure for me.
Yeah.
For sure it is.
You can have a
Yeah,
beautiful figure, but it's not an ugly card.
Like credit to the artist.
Yes, I love that.
But the
That
idea of
is
the
beautiful.
box to me is garbage. Like
It,
how do you
yeah,
display it?
they're not that good. Yeah.
You display it so you can't see the face. I don't get it. And the art on the back. I don't get it.
And I don't understand why the art's at an angle. So if you put them on a normal shelf where you put them against the back,
Yeah.
all the artwork is at an angle. It doesn't
Yeah.
make any sense.
You just have to make sure that you stand at an angle.
Put all toys on retro card backs. All of them. Every toy. Kids' toys, grown-up toys, every toy. They'll
Well,
sell
they
more,
should.
I think.
The putting Black Series figures on retro cards sell,
Absolutely they do. They're probably their best sellers.
except for Lando.
except for Lando.
Well, Lando, they put 3 to a case though, so he was also the only one in that wave I bought.
You know, you gotta treat Lando like a woman. They should put 1 or so in a case. Because in that wave, Bo-Katan was going to be one people wanted. We'll put 2 or 3 of that in 1 Lando.
So not love and kisses on his pink bits then.
Well, got some Colt 45.
Smooth.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, you're right. Everything looks better on retro cards.
I think so. It appeals to me, who's 50 years old, and
I don't think they ever should have stopped. Like that's the thing. We shouldn't be calling them retro cards today. They should have just been the packaging.
And it's going to be the cheapest packaging there is, like paper and a very little bit of plastic.
Thought into packaging. Put some thought into it, and then that's great. I love the look of those.
For sure, that's a great looking package.
Playmates.
Yeah. That's a cool one too.
Did you see that Playmates is making what's the animated show called? Prodigy?
Star Trek one?
Oh yeah. They're gonna do Prodigy.
Yeah, they got 4 Prodigy figures. I want to see what the packaging looks like.
Yeah.
I haven't even seen Lower Decks yet. Is this another new one, is it?
So I don't think Blue Harvest is still here, but he was getting his news from the junk man. I just want to set him straight. So I think they'll release Indiana Jones figures because they kind of got a license. And I think they have to do it on a retro card. So let's say they make Indiana Jones. And let's say they make at least 1 or 2 other figures because they won't just make 1 figure, I don't think. I think they do it on a retro card back like the yellow Kenner ones. I also think they do at least 1 or 2 or 1 wave of retro figures on the same retro card back 5 POA like we're seeing for Star Wars, which I think is fantastic. They also did it for G.I. Joe. They called it retro, but they weren't retro. Now they've gone to real retro and put the O-ring back in it, right? So now those I think are more popular than the first 6 they released, which are like vintage collection style, super articulated, which I think there is a market for them, but I think the guys like the O-rings better. I could be wrong, but I mean, so I think G.I. Joe is also getting a wave of retro card figures, Gung Ho and Scarlet and someone else, which to me is way more appealing. And I'm now selling all of my G.I. Joe classifieds because they had the balls to sell me them not on a retro card. They actually did it on purpose, so we'd buy them twice, and I'm not doing that no more. I will only buy them if they come on a retro card. And if they're smart, they would only release these toys on retro cards. Don't make a second.
Indiana Jones, even the originals were not 5 POA, though. They had bendable knees. I have them.
Yeah, they had bendable knees and they even had quick draw action.
Yeah.
Right? And people are thinking they won't do that because it costs too many pennies. And I disagree. They can still have a big pen spring in a figure. Those are great. Those are the retro reproduction ones, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that would be a great 6-inch card back. Even if it's just Indiana Jones and it's exclusive to one Target in Minnesota, it'll still be popular.
I don't
too.
really want a 6-inch. I mean, if they do a 6-inch line of Indiana Jones, I will only buy Indy and I'll skip all the other ones because I just don't want to pay $30 a figure.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to buy them. But I will buy 3.75 inch ones.
Yeah, because those will only be $15.
Yeah.
I want the monkey.
Yeah, retro monkey.
Yeah, they should. I think what they'll end up with is you're going to end up with at least 4 Black Series figures of Indy,
and
probably maybe 6 vintage collection ones. To start,
they also do the 12-inch, cheapie line, whatever they call it.
That would be nice if they would, but I mean, since they don't have Star Wars,
12-inch 5 POAs that they make for every toy line.
Yeah, the Titan ones. Yeah, Titan.
Yeah, Titan series. They'll for sure make Indiana Jones in that. And
Yeah,
they'll
at
call
least
them
for
out
the
at the same time.
And
Chris,
his
who
hat
made
will be
those?
stolen off of everyone.
Who made those card backs again, Chris? The Gap was
These
wondering.
are made by
Chris King. Chris King.
Chris King. He has an Etsy store.
It's called Kenner by King.
Kenner by
That's it.
King.
He's on Etsy and Instagram.
I love
Pretty
these.
knowledgeable, Rum.
I was one of the first.
We all
to get
have
some.
some. You know, this is one of my favorites. I would have loved a whole line
Yeah.
Superman.
of Superman. What else? Oh, then I've seen people who have now taken the reaction figures and mounted them to these cards.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Chris
Yeah,
made me a
reaction cards are really bad.
Chris made me a special Salacious Crumb card back.
Yeah, I bought way too many of these, which I need to get more. But
Here's a cool one.
because he makes the card backs are so beautiful.
Rambo one's
Oh, I
cool.
love that. That's cool.
So this is a lady Fett who's a cosplayer, and she had I believe it's Has No Talent figure artist make her a figure, which I don't know where it is, but it came in as collector friendly clamshell.
Yeah.
It's nice. I like
Which
Hasbro
I also
talent.
think Hasbro and everyone should do. Make all these resealable clamshell packages.
Yeah.
But if they do that, no one's going to buy two of them anymore. So I do understand the business point of it, but I also think they don't understand it because they don't make army builders. They don't do shit that makes money. So
Yeah.
part of me thinks they know what they're doing, and the other part thinks no, they're completely lost. They have 13-year-old, with mental issues running the program. They deserve to not make money.
Rick, did you have any tracking on that artwork? Because I haven't seen hide nor hair of it.
This one. I just
Why?
got to drop it out, dude.
No, all right. I was worried. I thought you'd already sent it.
Post office with
No, no.
Bob.
No, I got
Bob's going to the post office.
the packages I take to the
can go
post
down
office
together.
down the street.
As long as I know it's not lost in the mail, I'm good.
No, you'll get a tracking.
Yeah, I'm a big. I know everybody doesn't like them because they cost too much, and yes, they do. I love Super 7 reaction figures.
Oh, I like them too.
I love
I'm
them.
about to buy the
I
new-
love them. I'm just not buying them. I love them, but I'm not
Yeah.
buying them.
I'm buying them. I am.
The cards are good. The cards are good.
That's buying them.
The cards are good. The figures
I
are
want to buy the new McBain Simpsons ones they have.
That's
Those
awesome.
are great.
Oh,
McBain.
the McBain line. Yeah, those look really good.
Yeah, and then
This is one of
they're-
the best figures ever made.
Oh,
That's
I
a good
know.
It's
That's a
awesome.
good one.
both of them.
Yeah.
The 3.75 xenomorphs are good as well. I really like those.
Yeah.
They're great.
Yeah, if anyone has the Hammerhead one, I need that. And then look at that.
Is that
Yeah.
Run DMC?
See,
Yes.
Yeah, I got all three of them. They're fantastic, man.
Yeah, they just hit targets.
What I don't understand is they keep making these bands that I think only have 3 fans. And I don't get that, man. Like,
Yeah.
if there's
Oh,
10
who?
bands,
Who?
4 of them
Who?
I've never even heard of. And I know music.
Who?
And if I've never heard of them, you're not going to sell 10 action figures. I'm being honest. Super 7. They make action figures for people I've never heard of.
Stargate, I just ordered both the Bionic Woman and the Fimbot.
Ooh.
I had to have both of them. Gus.
Who's got Gus?
I have burnt face Gus and Gus.
Does Burnt Face come with a box cutter knife?
I don't remember.
It's got to be
my
the best
God.
action figure accessory ever. Is like a box cutter. Like, it's just perfect.
Yeah, they've done a ton of like Motorhead and
Yeah,
stuff.
I
I
Maiden.
get some of those.
Iron Maiden.
They're big into
I was
Lots of
tempted.
metal.
I was
Lemmy.
really tempted by the Eddie figures because I liked the Trooper they had Somewhere in Time,
yeah.
and
Peace of
I love,
mind.
I have all those album covers. I have a whole bunch of those albums.
We just
like,
announced 2 more really obscure band figures like yesterday.
Who?
They
Which
look
bands?
cool, but I mean, they're just so obscure. Like,
What
If
bands?
they have a fan page, they got like 11 fans. Like
Did they? What were they of?
What were the
Remember?
one's
bands?
like some ghost face guy that I've never heard of.
Oh, that's
Ghostface Killer.
The
Ghostface
Misfits.
Killer.
The
From the Wu-Tang
Misfits.
Clan.
No, it's
No,
not
from the
Ghostface Killer.
Misfits?
It's just some guy
Ghostface Killer.
who has a ghost
No,
face.
it's Ghostface from the Misfits.
Yeah, that's the Misfits are huge. What do you mean?
Well, and maybe in the 60s they were huge.
Yeah, they're
What's the other band then? What's the other band, Rick? What's the other
I don't
band?
even know. It was like it's a dude, and I remember it because I was in grade school. I remember the album cover. It's like a punk kid on a skateboard.
oh, that is cool. There's a new. Let's see if I can move this and.
Because I totally remember the artwork.
Oh, yeah, that's somewhere in time, isn't it?
Peace of
Or is that
Mind.
the Pharaoh?
No, this is Peace of Mind.
Oh, Peace
No,
of
they got-
Mind. Okay.
Circle Jerks.
Oh my gosh, you're right. Yeah.
Circle Jerks were huge too.
So
Well,
I
they
haven't heard of them
weren't
though in like
huge.
20 years though.
If an
You're
album
right.
doesn't
Right,
go
right.
gold or platinum or any of those things, it means you're not huge. This is a cool looking figure, but I don't know who the F he is.
he's huge. He is huge in heavy metal.
In what country?
America and Europe, and Ghost is huge.
Is he American or is he from like Dutchland or something?
I think he's Swedish.
Yeah,
This
that's
is
what I
what-
mean. Like
This is
half
what
the
I'm
world
waiting.
has never heard of him. Those are great.
This is
Yeah, those
shipping
look
now.
great.
I'm so
They're like
happy.
$80 though.
I
They were
know.
45 down
Well,
here.
that's like 80 Canadian.
I'm waiting for. These are new
Those are-
reactions,
Yeah, they look great.
and they
But do you
come
remember
on.
when those were free at McDonald's?
Yeah,
Like, and now they're $20. They used to come free with a Big Mac or a Happy Meal.
now I'll give you
Yeah.
this guy. I don't know who this is.
Is that a guy from the Warriors?
It's a thrash metal band, Exodus.
Oh, you don't remember
Never.
Exodus?
No,
Yeah, I
Never
remember
heard.
I
Exodus.
saw Exodus like 5 times.
Yeah, me too.
Oh,
they,
yeah.
were always, they were always in the
no,
Monsters
that's
of Rock tour.
Lemmy.
Everything.
That's Lemmy.
Yeah,
That's
Lemmy.
Lemmy.
Yeah, I've
No,
heard
no,
of
no.
him. And I know Eddie.
Is that
Big in
from the
Japan.
Killers? Oh,
Yeah.
there's
That's
the,
Phantom Star
And
Killer,
that's
isn't it? That's
Misfits, right?
Phantom
Yeah,
Star
Misfits,
Killer. isn't it?
yeah.
That's Misfits.
No, it's
Yeah.
it's similar to Phantom Star Killer though. That's his own independent.
Circle
oh
Jerk.
yeah, there's the Circle Jerks one. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's
Yeah.
it's cool looking, but how many fans do they still have that are alive? Like, to be honest,
Yeah.
that buy toys.
So are they going to do one from DRI?
Oh, Jessica Rabbit. I want Jessica Rabbit, please.
They have King Diamond. He didn't have that huge of a following.
No, I don't think so either.
There's no presents, not this Christmas.
See, some of the
Oh.
licenses they get, I think, are great, and they have a good following for that particular brand or band or cartoon or whatever it is.
Oh,
Like,
like that.
but the real
Grandma,
obscure ones,
Oh, there's
welcome home.
it's like he's doing it as a favor to the guy.
What's Jessica Rabbit's boobies like?
Not big enough.
Oh,
Let me
McDane,
help
those are
you
great.
out of this chair, wicked grandma.
I just they're
There's
just
someone
hilarious. Gotta buy
waiting
'em.
for you.
They look good. They look good.
Come on.
Come on.
the figures look a lot better than the early ones. The early figures left to be good.
The Andres are cool. All the
Yeah.
I
Andres.
love Andre the Giant. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would get these if they weren't like $100.
yeah.
The new Bruce.
I want
Lee.
the
Absolutely.
Bigfoot. I absolutely have
Me
to
too.
have the Bigfoot Andre the Giant that's coming
That's
out.
Mattel, right? Doing that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I need that one too. See, that's a great looking toy with the soft robe.
Thanks to Chris, I'll be getting hopefully
And that's
be
Christopher
getting
Lloyd,
the,
right? That actor?
Yeah,
Roddy
that's Christopher Lloyd.
Piper.
That's Christopher
Lloyd
Lloyd.
and the Weasels,
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Who's that guy?
Warriors. These are nice.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
The other one's even cooler.
This is the worst. This is Super 7's own license. See, it comes with a
Yeah.
thermos. Most skeletons come with a thermos.
Oh, here's the next wave.
G.I.
Some of these
Joe.
already hit targets.
These I like, but
Well, the clown's already out, but I haven't seen those trooper
Storm
figures.
Shadow and Major Blood are out too.
like
Yeah.
I like these better than actual GI Joe figures from the 80s because they look more retro.
Yeah.
But I really like this worst line. Like that's their own characters.
Yeah,
I think that's fantastic.
That's new.
Oh, that's cool. He's a good guy. Yeah.
Oh, some
Looks
new
beefy.
Toxic Crusaders.
Oh,
Great
I like Toxic
hardback.
Crusaders. I like them. Yeah, they're great.
I wonder why Hasbro's not making Mask.
Yeah, exactly.
What they're waiting for.
I don't get it
Jessica.
either because
Jessica. Let's have a look.
I
Prototype
saw those. I
mask.
saw those
Come have a look at
prototype.
Jessica, please. Come look at Jessica.
I saw those prototype pictures for the Mask figures from Hasbro. Like, is it going on 3 years ago now?
It was supposed to be Toy Fair of 2019.
Yeah.
That got killed, and then the whole line just kind of disappeared.
Well, I think there's still a rumor about a movie.
What was that?
I mean, the rep has all the photos on his phone. He's
Yeah.
got he showed me all his figures and different things. They were unpainted, but they actually had
Parks and Rec.
molds. They have molds and actually have made figures, but they're unpainted. You know, he showed me pictures of them unpainted. So they made Mask figures 3 3/4 inch,
Yeah.
so they could go with vehicles, and never did anything with it. They told their reps they were coming, sent pictures to them, so they were supposed to start, talking it up like they're coming, and they never came out.
Those are cool. That's a neat new wave. I didn't realize they'd release so much for
Power Rangers. Oh, and that one's a little bigger.
Yeah. Zoids are
It's the Zord, right? Yeah.
they're using the same card back and stuff they did for Defensor. I mean for Devastator.
Yeah, these are a little harder to find in Canada. Like the ones like Beastie
Beastie.
Boys, I'll order that from the website when they make them.
Yeah.
Much like Godzilla here, I had to order from Super 7 because no one carries these in Canada. Like,
I'm still surprised Target carries as much of them as they do.
Is that
yeah, you guys have like a
Metallica?
whole aisle of them, don't you?
Go up one. Is that Cliff Burton?
Yes, it is.
Burton, yeah.
Wow.
Is he a Metallica guy?
He was, yeah.
Okay, I was wondering why his name was in a Metallica logo shape.
Romeo.
Oh, that looks good.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I was hoping they had. I thought they had pictures of the Muppets. They're doing
I didn't know that. Ultimates or retro?
Huh.
Reaction.
Bum, bum. And I love that they did different colors of the troopers.
Yeah, I like those too. I just can't get in them because they're $25 here.
This new packaging.
No.
I'm gonna order all these.
Nice.
Wow.
That's too cool. I love that.
Very retro. I like that too.
I love Creature. Yeah, he's my favorite.
See those two wrestling figures, Matt Cardona and Mike. I forget his name. But I did pre-order those, I think, about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I like these guys. They're cool on social media. They quit or they got fired from wrestling. They went independent, and now they're making a name for themselves again. So I pre-ordered them, even though they're like $60 each or whatever. But a year went by. We closed down our business because of COVID, and I emailed them. I'm like, hey, man, it's been a year. I lost my job. Can I cancel my order and get a refund? Because they take your money right away.
Yeah.
And at first they said no. And then I'm like, oh, can you escalate this to someone else? Because I want my money back at this point. And then they did. But I had to complain.
Yeah.
But I kind of understand, like, if 100 people called them asking for money back, you're potentially putting a company out of business, right? Like, they're not that big a company. They're getting bigger, though.
Ron Swanson. That's funny.
Uh-oh.
Good idea.
That Nacelle company is going to start making action figures. The Toys That Made Us guy,
Yeah.
he's going to turn into a big entertainment conglomerate soon if this keeps up, which is good for him.
Now, Rick, you don't have Targets in Canada?
No, we kicked them out.
No.
We literally kicked them out because they couldn't obey Canadian laws or something. Just certain things. They had to have a certain amount of product that was from Canada, and all the package has to be French and English in Canada too. That's kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And I don't think they bothered for either.
Well, that they lost a little over $6 billion in 2 years.
Yeah, they tried. They took over another store, Zellers, that actually went out of business.
Yeah.
Because Walmart kind of put them out of business, right?
The real problem was, they expanded too fast.
Like Walmart's pretty
Tesla
big in Canada.
here and there, they basically took over every Zellers spot.
Yeah.
And just remodeled them.
The last Zellers just closed. There was one that managed to stay open somehow, independently owned or something. But
Can I just say something?
No.
Can I just say something to David Barber for a second? He says he has the Salacious set with Jabba, and that doesn't move much. But I had to say, David, your mum asked me to pass on a message to you. I was with her last night. She said if you see David in the chat too late, tell him to get to bed and get some rest. At least that's what I think she said. She had a bit of a mouthful at the time, to be honest. So it might have been something else that she was mumbling. So.
Oh, it's on. David's coming back at you now.
So make sure you get your rest, little David. Get your rest.
I don't recall ever seeing Metallica with Cliff Burton. I don't think I ever saw him with Cliff.
Some with Cliff, with Jason, but not with the new guy.
A Misfits T-shirt. That Cliff Burton action figure.
Yeah, they loved the Misfits. Metallica was big into them.
There's a Johnny Cash one. Grateful Dead.
Wow, that's weird, Mick. We don't have Kmart here hardly at all anymore.
No, we don't have Kmart either, yeah.
But they are still in the States. There's none in Canada, but they still exist, I think.
Yeah,
I remember Zellers. We must have had some Zellers in the States because I remember that when I lived in New York, we had a Zellers.
They used to have some in Michigan and New York and, right along the border-ish.
Gotcha.
I remember when Kmart's closed here, it was in the mid-'90s, late 90s, because all the Shadows of the Empire toys were out by Hasbro. And I remember getting like a Slave one and a Dash Rendar Outrider and a ATSD all for like $5 because there was like they're clearing out their store. It was the last day open.
It was a ghost. It was a ghost, Salacious.
She didn't move much.
I thought she was a bit stiff, to be honest.
Oh shit!
And cold.
Little dry.
And
a bit dry.
Dry.
Yeah.
She's normally that blue.
Penny was lubing her up for ages, and
that's weird. Well, it's kind of like Woolworth. Woolworth,
was
here decades ago, but they are still a thing in England, aren't they?
In England, yeah.
Or are they still there too?
We had like service merchandise and stuff like that.
Service,
Okay.
Yeah, I remember service merchandise. And we had Ardans. We had Ardans was like Sears where we grew up.
Yeah.
I still have an Ardans catalog. I think it's right over there.
Merchandise. We had
1980 something,
which is a mail order catalog like Sears. Like you go to the store, you go to the toy section of the catalog. I want number 1, and they go to the back and they get it. Kind of like the liquor stores used to be like that too.
Yeah, kind of like your beer stores.
Beer stores, we call them, yeah.
Beer store, eh?
That's where I remember getting a lot of my Star Wars figures was Sears, and Consumers Distributing was the one that sent out the catalog every year like Sears did. So they got a lot of kids' attention as well.
It was Woolworths here. Woolworths used to get your figure, get your pick and mix.
Woolworths, that's the first job I ever had as a kid. First job, and they put me in the toy department.
We had Woolco.
Woolco, yeah.
Woolco.
Which I think might have been the same family.
Yeah, it's the same company, just they changed the name because they kind of like Sam's Club and Walmart. It's the same thing, just different stuff.
Yeah.
It was weird.
For tax purposes.
Yeah. When we moved here, we had Lionel Player World was still here. Children's World was still here. Oh, wow.
Ooh.
Dun dun dun.
There it is.
Oh,
yeah.
yes, there's the
Is that
village.
1984?
Yeah, it must be.
Where'd my Macs go?
Good year for toy catalogs. 84. All the
84,
Empire stuff.
86 were like premium years for them. Oh yeah, we lost so much candy in that pick and mix thing. Yeah.
Look, Rum, here's your favorite page.
Who is it? Who is it?
I think Blue Harvest has all those.
On his lady shelf, yeah.
We were always Cindy over here, to be honest. It was Barbie in America, Cindy in England.
They had Barbie in the UK, didn't they?
Yeah, but we had our own one as well. We had Cindy, so there was always a bit of a matchup between Cindy and Barbie.
Did Cindy have an accent?
Yes, an English accent.
And then, who's
Very
Dusty?
posh.
Is Dusty imitation Barbie in America?
Oh, look, they got A-Team stuff in here.
Stompers.
Nice.
And remember
Stompers.
those Robo guys? Robo
Oh yeah.
somethings? Robo Force.
One of the things on my channel I'm going to start doing is I'm going to go back start looking at old catalogs, kind of like that. But did you guys ever pick up these these?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I have a whole bunch of those still.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that thing, Rick.
Room. This was a pre-Toy Fair issue, so this was back when Toy Biz was doing wrestlers,
Oh yeah. I still got a box of those mags.
Goldbergs and stuff like that. And they've got what else is in here? Oh, McFarlane. Oh, they did specials.
Oh, the Uzi.
Yeah, actually, I think I have that issue.
I
Yeah.
might
I had a buddy who used to write for Tomarts, and so I have a whole bunch of Tomarts. Oh, here's some.
Yeah, I got all the toe marks too. Yeah.
Those Uzi are worth a fortune now.
So yeah, I'm gonna start going through those. It'll be fun. I haven't seen those in a long time.
This one has Transformers
That's not transformed properly.
and Stompers.
Stompers were awesome.
Yeah.
I had that battle set.
Yeah, they made Starscream a Conehead.
Well, and secondly, Hound is not a Tonka. That GoBot right next to him is.
You're right. Yeah, there's a GoBot in there. Yeah.
That's funny.
And Masters of the Universe on the back.
Oh, cool.
Mhm.
That's a great photo.
Yeah.
I
Much
love
like
those
they do in their
little
box
photos.
now. Great photo art.
And this one did G.I. Joe on it.
Oh, cool.
Look at
Right.
that
John,
one.
I bet you could find this playset in that catalog if you looked.
Space Station 6.
Fisher Price Adventure people.
No, it's very similar. It's similar to Playmobil and PlayStation, but it's a whole new company. It's Playmates.
Early Playmate stuff.
So there's a little vehicle as well, and the people are like they're kind of like Playmobil looking people. But yeah, I saw someone had repainted one of these on Instagram to look like a Jawa sandcrawler, like it was brown and sand, and it filled it full of Kenner Jawas, and it looked awesome. And then 3 days later, I saw one at a toy show for like $1, and I bought it. It's cool, man. Like
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I got some Jawas, but it's perfect for Jawas. But I wonder how much these were. Like, I'm gonna guess. I think it's 84. It doesn't
I
say.
don't
Yeah, it
see
says
them.
1984.
Probably $12.
Yeah, at the high point, maybe $12.
I don't see them
Cool.
in this
There, that's
catalog.
right there.
There you go.
That's it right there.
Yeah, it's very Fisher pricey
Yeah.
without actually being Fisher Price. So now I'm going to continue to look for these because I think they look fantastic.
That's pretty cool. And here's a space station, a space shuttle set.
Oh, that's
Wow.
cool. Like almost like a droid factory set.
Yeah. Looks like they had a couple different.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
then
got
there's that
that
little
thing.
vehicle.
I got that thing with the 6 wheels. I've been wondering
that's-
what it is.
That's what it is. Yeah.
The one in the picture right above that. I got that thing. I'd been wondering what it was. That thing. I have that. and I've been wondering what it was.
Wow.
That's pretty cool.
I
I'm
don't think I've ever seen that before.
gonna look for these a little more now.
Is that a Deep Space Nine one next to it?
Yeah, random
that's Star Trek.
design stuff on this page.
Yeah.
Oh, Playmates, right? So same
Yeah, but
company.
Playmates Space
Oh,
Station. So
yeah, I got you.
You know.
Yeah.
and Random Farm.
Oh,
yeah.
dude, who didn't have that? Actually,
I've been trying to build the
that's modern.
castle. Do you remember the castle that had the flag on top and the little
Yes.
pink dragon?
Oh yeah.
Like, I've been trying to complete that.
I've been really thinking hard about the space Lego, and John, you can confirm they are re-releasing it, right?
Oh yeah, they are. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Nice.
There's
I
like
love
I've
those
seen like
kid. The
6
blue and gray
sets.
with the yellow accents was beautiful.
Yeah. I think it's at the Lego store now. I think it should be out right now. If it's not, it'll be out in March if it's not out now.
That's fun stuff for sure. I see
Yeah,
Stuart
I'm
Pete's been
definitely
collecting
buying
the
those.
old stuff.
I've held off taken a lot of wherewithal not to rebuy the Castle stuff that's been coming out.
Castle
Some of
Legos?
the Pirates.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Mark's been buying the Cowboy and Indians Playmobiles, but he hasn't been sharing them. I want to see them because I think those are great looking toys.
Oh yeah, he said he was going to try. Now that he got a few of them together, he was going to try and put a video together for him.
Yeah, like a little building and a horse and a fire or whatever accessories they come with.
Uh-oh. Well, that's kind of like I was looking at. I was trying to pick up a few pieces to complete sets of the Fisher-Price action team sets. Those are super expensive.
Like Gap was saying, something expensive on eBay.
Yeah.
I do not look on eBay for anything ever. I just don't.
Not a
If I
cheeky
want to
little look.
pay
Cheeky
the
little look,
highest
Rick.
price possible, I'll look on eBay, but
Cheeky little look.
it just makes I don't see why I'll sell on eBay if something's rare and a bunch of people are going to bid on it, and I don't mind paying 30% in fees. But otherwise, I don't know why people use eBay for any shopping. It's available in a store in your town for half the price and free shipping. I guarantee it.
I could guarantee you I could not find one piece of that in Denver.
No one will have it around here. And I've got 5 vintage toy stores to go
What,
to.
like
and
something like this?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
something like that. There's only one store in town that might have something like that. They're called 5280s. And
You
they
have more
might-
people in your town than we have in all of Canada. I'm sure you have some of these toys.
Not in Denver, we don't. I go around to these antique stores once
Yeah.
every 2 weeks.
I believe, yeah.
Yeah.
It's tougher and tougher here, but once you go to that flea market and you see that one table that all they have is 80s crap, like everything but Star Wars and this G.I.
But-
Joe, all the
but
other
the
stuff that no one
problem-
buys.
The problem down here in Florida is there's 5 vintage toy stores right within like a half hour of my house. And they go out every single Friday and Saturday, and they're buying everything.
Yeah, they
at all
cherry
of those
pick everything.
places.
Yeah.
And they're getting into the estate sales 2 hours before the public gets in,
Yeah.
and buying the entire estate sale before we even get a chance to go in there. And then they don't put them all in their stores. Like they only put half the stuff in their store because they're just like, well, this other stuff is garbage, and they just put it in a back room or hang on to it. It's like,
Well,
I know
it's not
some of these
free.
guys now. I know some of these guys, and they text me. We trade phone numbers, and they text me photos of what they got, and I'm like, "Oh, when's that going to be in the store?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm not selling these things. It's not. I'm going to put it in the storage shed and wait another 20 years." You know, so it's like they're just hoarding it all. Yeah, Joey there at Wayback, he just found. I'm not kidding. He just found double telescoping Darth Vader,
$20.
Obi-Wan Kenobi, Luke Skywalker, and he got the early bird set in the packaging, like
I
as it
saw
came in the
some of that.
mail at an
I saw.
estate sale for $25. The whole lot.
So is that Star Wars tracker guy, going to update the app and put that sale in there?
Right? He's got to. He should.
Well,
yeah.
He won't. He won't.
No.
So the
No,
most
he
recent
won't.
sale will be $18,000 or whatever.
Yeah.
That's why I don't use those silly apps that are, sculpted.
I'm surprised there's actually quite a lot of this Playmate space station stuff on eBay.
Yep.
For really good prices. There's a complete set of every piece of it for $110.
Oh, wow. Yeah, because it looks like they made at least 3 or 4 sets, right?
Yeah. Yeah, like
I don't remember seeing those as a kid, but
complete set plus another little vehicle, and
in
it's 20.
'84 I was, starting to like girls, right? So I wasn't playing with Legos and toys as much as I was with, myself. I'll just be honest. So that's why I never got into Ninja Turtles, Power Rangers, basically all the shows and toys that came out in the late '80s. I'm in high school. Like, I'm not playing with Power Rangers, but there's still
Power after your time, Rick. Power Rangers, but after
Power
your time,
Rangers was 92. That was 92.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But they're super popular now because all those 20-something and 30-somethings, whatever generation they are, now they're feeling nostalgic and buying all their retro memories, like we do with our Star Wars.
That's when Power Rangers was when I first got back into collecting toys. Like, I stopped when I was 14 or 15 years old. So that had to be like 88, 89 or something. Graduated in 91. My friend and I started collecting toys again. And by 92, Power Rangers came out and we were back into collecting toys. And then by 92, 93, 94, Toy Biz was doing Marvel. We were collecting all those. And then 95, Star Wars hit again. We were collecting all those. So it's like my period of not collecting and was into cars and girls was only 2 or 3 years. And then I was back into toys again.
Yeah, once 95 hit and the Power of the Force 2 line came out, that's when I got back into it.
Same here. I got back into it when they remade the toys and the movies and whatnot. And
I got back into it probably in '87 because that's when I got my job at Woolworths. I had access.
They still had toys.
So we had Montgomery Ward's, Circus World, KB Toys, and Woolworth all in the same mall. And so on my break, I just wander down and look and see what they had.
Do you still have some toys from that era? Like that you remember buying from that store? Cool, that's cool. Okay. Yeah, I have nothing from – everything I have right now is from the past.
Whenever you really look at my collection, you'll notice things like that. Where am I going? Right here.
Oh, yeah.
KB Toys or Walmart from the mall. And,
gotcha. I remember when the KB store closed in Washington State here, because they still had toys from the 80s. Like, their stock was 15 years old at that point, some of it. But my buddy who owns a toy store here in Vancouver, he actually bought the contents of the last KB store. And,
wow.
Well, it's a bunch of Toy Biz stuff that was never worth anything. But, I mean, you can still buy all those Toy Biz Marvel figures, like, at the flea market here, mint on card, for like $5.
$5, yeah.
Or less, but
yeah,
there's a lot. They're still out there.
And I that's why I'm buying them all up right now, because I have a feeling that in 10 or 15 years, you're going to be kicking yourself that you didn't buy them when they were $5 or $10.
Well, Same with guys who are paying top dollar for the ones, now that they're on the retro cards, they're going back to buy the exact same figure in the 5-inch Toy Biz line to go right.
For sure there,
yeah.
Which is
cool.
I
have a feeling that, like I was saying, it would be another 10 years or so for the Playmates Star Trek to catch up and start being worth money. But I think that once these new toys come out, people are going to go reminiscing for the originals and go back and start finding them. And what's weird about the Playmates Star Trek is it's a little bit difficult to find a mint package these days. Like, a lot of them, the bubbles are crushed, or because they don't stack well. They don't go in a box and store well. They seem to be a weird shape. So,
but be honest though, is there any vintage Star Trek toy has value?
Deanna Troi.
Actually,
Deanna Troi.
One of the biggest ones is 7 of 9 from Voyager. She's starting to hit $50, $60 now because she was rare in the back then, and now it's even harder to find on a mint package.
And that's late 80s.
Lesser known
That's
figures.
like 88.
Well, I think that's 90s,
No,
right?
it's
Wasn't it
90s.
still in the
7
90s?
90s.
Yeah. Yeah.
7 90s.
Because even like Mego Star Trek from the late 60s are not
No.
super valuable. Like
Not
30, 40
extremely
bucks.
high. They're reasonable. Yeah, you can still get them for a reasonable price. Yeah.
Unless you want them on a card back.
Yeah.
And then they're hundreds of dollars a piece for on a card back.
You know, some of the motion
Amigos,
picture,
yeah, yeah.
some of the motion picture figures on cardback are quite expensive.
And somewhere just in boxes too. Mego did both boxes and
Aliens.
card backs. I don't know why, but I have a Hulk that's on a card and a Hulk that's in a box, but they're the same year even, and both from the USA.
Then you have people who would collect both.
Oh, your bubbles haven't yellowed. Mine are all
Yeah,
yellowed.
yours are nice. Yeah.
Mine are yellowed as hell. Yours are in good nick.
See, about 5 years ago, a teammate of mine gave me a big box with about 50 of those Star Trek Playmates toys in them. He's like, "Can you sell these for me?" And I'm like, "Okay, I'll try." I could not sell one, and I tried to sell them for $5. I couldn't do it.
They're not super valuable, but I have a ton of them.
So I gave them back to him.
I've got nostalgia for those. I used to like collecting those. Playmates did some good stuff. Some of the vehicles were quite good as well. Have you got the shuttlecraft Ghosty?
Oh yeah, the vehicles are great.
Yeah,
Oh, the shuttle will be cool.
the shuttle's cool.
And
Did they
that's
do
why
a runabout? I think they did a runabout as well. I think
all the new ones are the same size, they're the same scale, so they can re-release those vehicles again, touch them up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'll work. Who do you think was Playmates' most profitable toy line? Would that be Ninja Turtles?
Turtles.
yeah, easily.
Yeah.
They,
Oh, yeah.
they
Yeah.
still make Ninja Turtles now, right? It's not Mattel, or it's not just Mattel.
No, yeah, Playmates even took back the 6-inch or whatever, you know, that what NECA was doing. I think NECA's this year has stopped because I just started seeing those larger scale ones, and it says Playmates on the box, and
Yeah,
they look
and
like. So
Super
I'm like,
7 makes them,
yeah,
and I think every company makes
Companies
Ninja
that
Turtles.
make turtles now, but they still have the rights to make stuff. The right stuff for turtles is very weird.
is it okay?
You're not seeing anything new from them, but you're seeing everything retroed. Same reason that you don't see anything new for Power Rangers from Playmates, but you see, or from not Playmates, the other company. I can't remember. But they made the flip heads and stuff in the first place, Bandai.
Oh,
And then the new stuff is Mattel Bandai. But now that they have, Playmates has regained the master license to Star Trek, then they have first refusal now on what gets made for Star Trek.
Okay.
So hopefully there'll be some cool stuff. I really would like to see the packaging come out, especially.
Well, I heard they're going ahead with another JJ Star Trek movie.
Yeah, unfortunately.
are
But
they
they
really?
never did make
No,
any toys.
they're not, are
Any
they?
toys for any of those first 3 movies, did they?
He's left Paramount. He went to. I thought he signed a massive deal with Warner Brothers.
He's not directing; he's producing. He's
So
kind of
it's still
going to
in
be
the works,
like
I think.
Ray now, where he just
Really?
But did they make any toys for the first 3 movies he did?
yes.
Yeah,
That's pretty much what killed Star Trek for Playmates.
it was under Playmates.
It killed them.
Because they made it, and then they made the mistake of making it in 3 or 4 different scales.
Yeah, there's a 3.75.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I don't remember ever seeing
There's a 12-inch figures,
toys for any of those movies.
but they never did make anything for the second and third films at all.
Oh, so they did for the first one?
For them.
Yeah, I've got the bridge for the third one and the 3.75 figures.
Okay, I remember that play set. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even Funko burned out on them. That's after the first JJ movie. They didn't make anything else either. Now they've got classic Trek stuff they're making again, and some Discovery stuff.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say Funko has more licenses than any other company on the planet.
Well,
Yeah,
of course, yeah.
For any product, whether it's printed or manufactured or edible, they got
Definitely.
the most licenses ever.
Their legal bill must be huge. Absolutely massive.
Yeah, but some of these licenses must cost them $1.50. Like, to be honest,
Some of them are mass deals. Like
yes,
if
they
you
are
really look at the like
bundles.
a couple years ago, they gained some sort of master license from Paramount.
Yeah,
Because that's when
I
you
think that's right.
saw like every Tom Hanks movie, and you saw The Untouchable or Tombstone, and Caddyshack and Animal House and all this Paramount stuff. All of a sudden, they just got a big dump, and that's when Trek stuff started again. And I think you're right. They're like, well, what about this? And they're like, nobody would buy that. Why? No, $1.50. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just saw
friends of mine made some pins. They've been making pins like me for a long time, and they got approached by the lady who has the Popeye license, and she's
Ooh.
like, "You guys can make my pins," and yeah, there was like no licensing fee. Like they were desperate.
Who is it?
Product.
Bad Rope. Somebody just announced a second wave of Popeye figures, and they are incredible looking.
Yeah, they look pretty good, and I think the license is pretty cheap to make those, so it's not like paying Disney.
Well, because most of those licenses are technically in the
Almost free.
almost free,
Yeah,
and they have they're the same people who own because Paramount got the same thing. They do Betty Boop and Garfield and Kathy and Beetle Bailey.
yeah. Betty Boop is public domain now, so is Felix.
Hearts of
Felix
Her.
the cat. Felix the cat, the bomb cat. He's public domain.
Yep, Felix the cat. That's they own all those. That's all King Features.
Yeah, and in less than 10 years, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, all those things will be public domain. All those logos, you can't trademark them anymore. So that'll be different when we see that.
I'm surprised we haven't seen more Pooh stuff come out yet.
Hi, David.
Pooh 100 years old?
Pooh went into public stuff this year.
Okay. Yeah, America has some of the stupidest laws when it comes to all that stuff. It's just.
Is that Boss Fight Studios you were talking about, Chris?
Yeah, that's the Boss Fights.
Yeah. Those Popeye figures are awesome.
Yeah.
And then Mezco, the retro Spider-Man.
Wave 2, so I gotta go back in Big Bad Toys or whatever and look for Series 1.
Do any of you guys have any 6-inch Mezcos with the soft goods?
Well, DC, you mean?
Anything. Mezco makes a bunch of characters.
I wanted to get the
Star Trek.
Planet of the Apes stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, they look quality, but up here in Canada, they're over $100.
Yeah,
But you have to order them. But they look good, man. Like for like leather jackets or whatever soft goods they make. I think that's cool shit.
My friend
Like
Rob
sideshow
switched to them. My friend Rob switched to that company like 10 years ago or something. Like I was getting into Black Series and Marvel Legends, and he's like, "Nah, screw that stuff.
Yeah.
Buy Mezco." And he was showing me all his Mezco versions of figures and just going crazy on that stuff because he thought the quality was way better.
Yeah, my buddy's a huge Mythic Legions guy.
Those are
beautiful. Most of those, and they're $70-$80 a pop, right? And he's like, "Oh, I got to get the whole wave," but they're really, really cool. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, if I could afford to buy 10 of those a month, I would. They're that cool.
Yeah, especially. I mean, some of those. I wanted some of the skeleton ones that looked like the old Jason and the Argonaut skeleton.
Yeah.
Oh, those were so cool.
All the trolls and the
lot
giants, they're fantastic.
A lot of the parts on those are swappable from figure to figure too.
Yeah, 100% of them are. That's the coolest. That community is the biggest customizing community there is of all action figures because they literally don't have to glue and Dremel. Kind of like how I like these Motu Classics or these Origins. I think those are some of the best toys in the past 10 years because of the price point, because it's hitting us in the retro feels, because they make Mr. Frickin' T, and all those parts are swappable. You can change arms and legs and armor, and now
arms,
you got
legs, armor,
Sunman
heads, everything. Yeah.
How cool is that? Like, that's so cool. And that's where I think the Mythic Legions does well, is that when they made these, they made them knowing guys are going to want to customize these, so let's make them so they can take them apart without, breaking them and wasting $80
Or just move the
and returning them to us. They're pricey, but they look good. They look really good.
Yeah.
I'm seeing people customize the Valaverse toys now because they have this very similar feature. He makes videos. He's like, be careful, but you can, take them apart if you're really careful and you follow these instructions and whatnot.
Yeah.
He's got some of the coolest tattoos I've seen. Have you seen Bobby? He's got
he's got the elbows
tattooed on his elbow.
You should have waited because now they're all pinless joints.
Yep.
You can edit it. Take out the pins.
The only thing that's frustrating about those Valaverse figures is they should have put them on the retro cards to begin with. And I know he's doing some now, but they're only going to be available in the US, which is bizarre.
Yeah, I did see that. He's doing some retro cards only.
And those cards are just that would have been right up your street, wouldn't it, Rick? Retro 6-inch action force cards.
Like the one toy in that line he made that I really like is the Sergeant Slaughter. Like, I think it's a bang up figure. Like, they did great. And then he made a retro box, like Action Force, red, blue, and yellow kind of thing. But I think that would look cool in a card back.
Or a box, yeah. But those boxes aren't available in the UK, so they're US only. I don't know how much. I don't know how much nostalgia Americans have for the Action Force cards, because I don't think you ever had the Action Force cards, did you?
True, just the diehards. Like, I think the real diehards. Like, John might be a diehard guy that might want one or two cool Action Force.
I have them already.
Yeah.
I have originals. I've got
I'm not
stuff,
collecting Palatoy and Potch and Lily Letty and BBPs. Like, that looks great. Like, I know of that because I'm a self-proclaimed toy expert, but I don't collect those because I didn't see those in my stores as a kid.
Yeah.
I think I have that exact figure, Scuba Pete, I call him.
Yeah, I love these. I
they're
picked them
so
up
cool.
in England a few years ago.
They're so cool. That's what they should have done with the Action Force 6-inch boxes. They should have made them like that.
Yeah, that'd have been cool.
I still think he should. You're right, Salacious, and make a big promotion for the European market. Like, set up a big distributor there, whether it's Star Action Figures or whoever's big there, and maybe make an exclusive. Pick a character that was really popular in the UK from Action Force, and I know he's got rights to some of the names, but not all of them. Just the brand Action Force. But yeah, make it on a retro card, and offer it to the UK only, maybe.
Well,
Here's another thing he's doing. Like, if he finds out you're reselling his toys, he won't sell to you anymore. You're going to have to change your name and address on your credit card, because Vala won't sell you toys if you're taking them and flipping them on your website or eBay or Facebook. He will not sell them to you anymore. And I wish him the best of luck with that, because I don't think that's going to be easy to police, but good on him for making that announcement public.
At least putting that fear out there so people don't touch the waters.
Yeah.
Well, what's funny that I think is like the
I did the same thing to other guys who bought my pins. First pin I bought, a couple people bought like 10 and 12 of them. I'm like, whoa, what a really big fan, And then a week later, I see the listings on eBay. And the next time he ordered for me, I just canceled it. I'm like, I'm not selling to you so you can flip them. Fuck off.
But there was this whole big thing like almost a year ago about the FBI going after. Well, the thing that started it was the PlayStation 5. It was when that came out. People were flipping them for $3,000 on eBay and other sites. And the FBI started coming down. Supposedly, it was going to come down on scalpers because they looked at that like you're trafficking goods or something like that. It was something under the trafficking laws that let them go after these scalpers that were flipping this stuff. And they were going to go after the big toy scalpers because they found people doing that with Lego.
Yeah.
And stuff. And
do you know how some of them did get in trouble? They can get into trouble because it is illegal. Like, say I want to scalp you this, and I go, let's go meet in a Walmart parking lot. That's where it becomes illegal. That's where you can't scalp shit on the property that sells the shit. Like it's a ticket rule. It's hard to in Canada. It's hard to enforce.
But it seems like it went away.
You can't go side to the front of the football game and scalp tickets. You got to go a block away and do it.
Yeah,
somehow
but that's
that
what I'm
makes it
saying.
legal.
I don't hear about it anymore, and I know a couple scalpers that are in my area, and one of them we traded phone numbers, and he texts me stuff and lets me in on a lot of the secrets that scalpers get away with, and I use them as a resource because I'm interested in how this happens and what people do. And he told me he stopped scalping and reselling because the FBI were going after them. He was one of those guys that he would have like 20 or 30 people in his house, all on different computers when something was being released so that they could buy them all up. You know what I mean? At the time they were released online. Literally would have 30 people in his house, all on the computer, all on different computers, ordering 10 or 12 of each item the minute it went on sale, you know?
Yeah, I think they should bring back the death penalty for shit like that, man, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of disgusting, man. And some people think it's, what do they call that? Free market, or there's a word, there's an American word that they like to use for that stuff. I don't know what it is.
It's crazy too, because like he would piss me off as much as I like got something out of talking to him and stuff. He would also piss me off because I couldn't find something, and I'd text him and go, "Hey man, I've been looking for this and I can't find it. Have you seen them in stores?" And he'd be like, "Oh yeah, I've got 48 of them still sitting here in a stack." And I'm like,
I took them off
well, is there any chance I can just get one off you for retail price? He's like, "No, I've been selling them for $50-$60. And I'm like, "What the hell? You won't even sell me one for regular price?" Like,
did you give him a black eye?
If you saw GForce,
he wouldn't do it. Never would do it. So
GForce put up a new video, and he ran into a scalper reseller.
Yes, sleeping just ran into one. Yeah.
Well, sleeping, the guy just cleared the shelves and walked out. This guy you could see him scanning stuff and trying to figure out money.
That's what I see now. Is I see people at the store.
Yeah, scanning everything.
They grab a toy, and then they're looking at what's the finish on eBay. And I just go smack the phone under their hand and break their $1,000 phone, because that's people's full-time job now. Like,
it is.
I used to go to Value Village once every 2 weeks on a Monday or Tuesday. Maybe some people donated some cool vintage toys, right? And once every 8 months, you find something.
Yeah.
But now when I go there, there's 13 kids in line. Like, I'm going to call them kids because they're in their 20s, all talking about the thing they bought last week and flipped on eBay for $100. Yep. And I'm just like, for fuck's sakes, go get a job, man. Like, you can't make a living off this, can you? Like,
I loved Value Village.
Do, though.
I wish Value Village was countrywide, because I loved, when I was on the West Coast, I loved Value Village. That was my favorite stores.
No, it's a scam here.
I found
it's private. It's not
all the time.
It's not a charity, right? You donate to them, and they sell it for profit.
For profit, yeah. No,
but
it's not
a charity that the money goes to.
It's not a charity shop.
Like Big Brothers or Salvation Army, which is 100% charity.
Yeah.
And the people that work there are volunteers.
Yeah.
But Value Village, no, they get paid $10 an hour or whatever. And
so
they'll put out a toy like this in a bag, and they'll put like $9.99 on it. Like, how the fuck is that a charity thing? Like, it should be 99 cents. Like the other 32 toys beside it. But they find one toy and they're like, "Oh, it's Star Wars. We can charge $20 for this."
Yeah.
But it's only $8 in the store, brand new. Like, do some research at least instead of just guessing.
I don't know. The Value Villages near Seattle would do that. I'd get a whole bag of like 50 action figures for $1.
Oh no, they still have those.
The Value Villages in Seattle were incredible.
Then they'll break it apart and they'll put one figure in a bag. Oh, this is $10.99. Just because that one person putting them in baggies that day thinks it's worth more.
A lot of thrifty stores have gotten hip to that toy game, and they're checking eBay price. If they find something good, they're going to mark it up.
Well, I know Goodwill caught onto that because all the Goodwills have crap now. There's nothing in the stores. It's terrible.
No, it's different now to find stuff at a flea market. I love those places, antique stores, flea markets.
Yeah,
I had so much fun collecting in the early '90s when it was starting to become a popular thing again, because it was out there, you know. But now it's not even out there. Like, people go there before they open and clear out anything that might be somewhat collectible.
What are those mystery figures? What are those mystery figures?
I haven't seen the Star Wars ones yet. Are they hitting stores? Are they hitting stores already? Because I haven't seen them in my area yet.
I haven't seen those yet. I'll start looking if they have.
Yeah.
Oh, in little bags?
The blind bags. There's a blind bag set coming for Star Wars, but I haven't seen them yet actually in my stores.
I think blind bags and blind boxes are another crime to humanity. Illegal.
Sleeping gets to his stores so early in the morning he actually sees stuff. Because he gets to his stores at 7 o'clock in the morning because he has to be at work later.
Well, so that's when I go
for a half hour.
That's when I go and they're already cleaned out.
Yeah.
I get there at like 6 o'clock before I go into some stores before they even open because I'm the Lego rep. I knock on the door and go, "I'm the Lego rep. Let me in before you open." And I get in there and the employees have already cleaned out the store because I know 2 different Walmarts in my area. The managers are scalpers. They buy everything that's in the back room and put it on eBay. And I've heard them discussing it in the aisle with the district manager. The regional manager.
We should actually serve jail time.
Yeah.
And not be allowed to ever work in retail again.
And they don't care. I actually called and complained about them because I saw them. The regional manager and the store manager were in the aisle talking about which toys you could flip for $100 and stuff. And they were scanning them to find them at other stores. And the regional manager's like, "Well, when I leave here, I'm going to go to that store and grab that stuff, you know." And so they're going. The regional guys going to 2 or 3 different Walmarts and selling and scalping stuff. So that's why we don't see things at Walmart, is because the ones down south are all the regional manager and the store managers of those stores are all in the scalping ring.
Never saw the Clone Wars wave.
One thing I don't understand, with the American sort of market is like all these exclusives that go into stores. Can you not buy them from an online retailer? Can you only get them in, like, if it's Target? Can you?
Yes.
Because I don't go to toy shops anymore. Like, I just don't bother because don't need to. You just go on. There's like 6 or 7 websites you can go on in the UK and get all of them. So just
you guys don't have Toys R Us or Target or Walmart.
You don't have exclusives. When Mark goes to Smith's, Mark will go to Smith's, he'll start showing, and we'll be like, "Wait, that's a Target exclusive. That's a Walmart exclusive. That's."
But don't Big Bad Toy Store and places like that how carry all that?
No, Big Bad doesn't. No. Not the exclusives.
No.
They're a fan channel in the U.S., much like Entertainment Earth. But Entertainment Earth is also a toy distributor for all the small toy and comic stores.
Yeah.
So, like, if you're Joe Blow Comic Store in Denver or Florida, you can't order directly from Hasbro or from Mattel or from Lego. You have to order, in many cases, from another supplier who gets all those things. Like, the comic book stores have to buy from Diamond Distributors to comic distributors.
Yeah, that's
where all the comics come from. Or your independent guys, which could be 1,000 different people. But in the UK, you guys have 1 or 2 major toy distributors that get all these exclusives from Hasbro and NECA and whatnot. And it works well for the UK. I'm sure you guys don't miss out on much because they don't have to go to Target at 7 a.m. to try and race the scalpers, right? Like, I hated doing that for many years as a collector of modern toys, running to Walmart every day when they open at 7 o'clock with the hopes they got that new wave with that one figure I want. And I know I've done that 100 days in a row and came home with fuck all.
Yeah.
Now I just don't do it anymore, man.
Going to be a comic book distributor and action figure guru. Here is Brandon, Icebox Comics and Games. Make sure you guys go take up on his channel on YouTube and on Instagram and Twitter, so you guys can follow when he starts getting this together, and so we can help support. Yes, he is an Ewok in disguise. Today
It
he
looks
is.
way different.
He walks in disguise.
That's it. We got to make it.
I was thinking, I know you and Brandon can talk completely about it, but I was thinking it would be a good way to get more of your product out into the world once he gets his store set up or his e-store, whatever, to distribute through him in the US or something. It might make shipping cheaper or something. I don't know.
No, all the best to Brandon and his new comic book venture. That's very interesting. Very proud of him for going ahead with that.
We should commission an Ewok action figure that transforms into an ice box.
Into a long box?
An ice box.
An ice box, yeah.
I said his logo should be an Ewok ice fishing for comics.
I still want to figure out where he got that name from.
It's a great name because he lives in what's called the Ice Box of America.
I kind of gathered that, he's almost in Canada.
Yeah, he's almost in Canada, and it's like, it's probably 30 to below zero there.
But I'm thinking of a long box, because that's a comic book term, right? Long box.
Yeah.
And then just have ice around it falling off, like it's frozen.
Ice,
like those styrofoam coolers.
Yo, stop. Collaborate and listen.
We
walks
use short
back
boxes
with a brand new dimension.
because they're easier to lift and move around. Long boxes, if you get a long box full of comics, that thing can weigh like 1,000 pounds.
Imagine having a room.
So I use short boxes. Brandon uses short boxes. They're easier to lift and carry.
Yeah, I have a friend.
I don't know.
Him sort through some comics, and he ended up bringing 50 some odd long boxes of comics over to the house, and we've just spread them everywhere.
You can barely reach the back of them. They're so long, right?
Yeah.
So kids at the comic stores can't even reach the back of the long boxes.
Nope.
We still have a couple of comic stores in Vancouver. I think there used to be 3 or 4, and I think there's still 2 or 3.
Downtown, you got that really nice one that has the double floors. I remember I used to go there when I went to Vancouver all the time.
Yeah, not anymore.
It's not there anymore, really?
Well, there's one. I don't think there are 2 floors anymore. It's called Golden Age Collectibles, right on Granville.
Yeah, there was Golden Age. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not what it used to be. Now they're like scalpers. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Like, rolling in my 5.0 with a racked up dance and my hair can blow.
It was all glass out front with these glass doors.
Yeah.
You go in, there. And then he had all this toys and stuff on there, but you go up to the second floor and it was all comic books.
Yeah, and so it's mostly there for tourists, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Most people don't live downtown Vancouver on, in the main tourist attraction. It's all businesses down there.
And
so you have to come from your suburbs to go to that comic store
next to that,
and then pay top dollar when there are comic stores in the suburbs that are half the price.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But some of them are closed down due to COVID and whatnot. So it's not as big a business as it used to be. But because pop culture is so popular again, I can see them making a comeback again. Oh, I see autographs.
Nice.
That's autograph Charles Sewell. I was telling Brandon about, one of 77.
That is very cool. That is a nice cover.
Can Brandon grade for us?
I don't know yet if he can.
I'm going to send Brandon a coupon. Brandon, I want you to rate this from 1 to 10, write it on a sticker, and put it on the front of the poly bag, and it'll be your first graded comic. And then you can even autograph it.
That he's going to start pressing comics and stuff with.
Yeah, I saw that. He bought a heat press. I don't even have a heat press, and I used to make shirts. No, you won't grade it for me?
Get down the road and get him some grading eventually.
That's the other thing that I want to know. I mean, I know how to grade a comic, but I don't know how to grade toys. I don't know how to take an action figure and go through what you check off as that's a flaw. I mean, an obvious nose rub or loose limbs, but it's like the very minor things I don't really know about, like what to check off. But for a comic, I know every detail because I did it. I graded comics for 10 years of my life when I was running comic book stores.
I can see. I understand that with comics and the pages and the bent corners, and even if the staples crooked or rusted, like all kids writing and circling and playing the crosswords inside, like all those things make a difference. But with an action figure, it's either got a chewed off head or it doesn't have a chewed off head. Like there's not 30.
The minor. That's what I mean. The minor flaws in an action figure are what I want to learn about. Like, how do you, what makes a flaw and what isn't, because
I like those flaws. They're 40-year-old flaws. They still have flaws in these figures that they made like last year. They still have, paint flaws or, little flashing here and there, but they haven't improved the technology since 1977, where I'm getting at. Like, if you still have an old Star Wars figure, like I have many, and no dog has chewed it, and there's no obvious paint wear, and there's no initials on the feet, and to me, that's a mint 10 out of 10 figure. Yeah. And if I was to pay some company $380 to tell me it's a C7, then put me in the loony bin, please. Because
C7 hit.
I've lost all knowledge of anything if I can't do that.
Yeah, I don't tell me all the time. I really need to get a whole bunch of my stuff graded and sealed up.
I would like to get some comic cases, like those capsule type cases they have. I have a couple of vintage comics. I just want to put in a case. I don't want to pay $380 and have a sticker on it that says this is a 4 out of 10. I just want a nice clamshell case or whatever you call it. Because the cases make them look good.
Yeah.
Those cases are expensive.
I've seen cheap ones that look like a picture frame. They either have a black border or a red border, but they're really cheap. Like they're like $1 store quality. But I don't see the capsules like they make for coins and other things like that.
If you buy the cheap ones, also you want to put them in a bag before you put them in that case, because you want to have that Mylar bag protecting.
I don't know a lot about comics, but I know for a fact that none of those Mylar bags are UV resistant, even though some of them say they are. They can't do that with plastic bags. It's not possible.
Well, you're not going to have them sitting out in the sun anyways. They're going to be in a cardboard short box or long box, aren't they? I mean,
not if it's in a frame.
Oh, I see what you're saying. If you hang it on the wall. Yeah.
Yeah, so those cases, they shouldn't even make an option that's not UV protected. Like AFA and CAS and all those toy companies that grade cases, that make cases and grade figures, they actually have options. Like you can buy a cheaper option that's not UV rated. And I don't even see the point of getting that. Like you shouldn't even offer it to sale to the public if it's not going to actually protect your figure. Like, so that means there's people out there that have graded toys in cheaper, non-UV protected boxes whose bubbles are still going to fall off and fade and deteriorate because there's nothing protecting it. It's
then they're still going to
magnifying it,
and they're going to claim that grade is still accurate.
Well, because it is, because the sticker's still on there. So why wouldn't it be? I get it. I understand why people do it. If you're not sure if it's legit or if it's reproduction, personally, I don't know. Don't collect if you can't tell them apart. Do some research. But I do understand there is a market for it. I just don't think it's as big as some people make it look to be. Like, why do I have to wait 11 months for you to stick this in a pre-made case? I don't get it. And then you pay top dollar. It costs more to grade a vinyl cape Jawa than it does a regular Jawa. How does that make sense? Like,
but you get buyers. It's good for it's good if you want to ensure that you're not getting something reproduced or.
To be quite frank, I don't think they know either, though.
No, it's just
I don't know. I've bought lots of graded
there are
figures.
reproductions. There are reproductions that can even fool them. I mean, if it fooled
I'm
you
sure
or I,
that
it can
I'm
fool
sure
them.
that's happened, but I think that'd be very rare.
Because isn't it true that they actually graded Toy Tonys before they found out
absolutely
that
they did.
those were fake? Yeah.
Some of those companies also graded Castle Grayskull boxes with bricks inside it.
But that's Toy Tonys weren't reproductions; they were genuine parts that were put back together. Sorry, genuine cards and bubbles and figures, weren't they? They weren't reproductions, so that's slightly different. But if you're on the lookout, if you're going to spend hundreds of pounds on a figure, and you want some reassurances, it's a good way, I think, of having some reassurance anyway that somebody's done some due diligence on it,
and then marked it up.
For sure, you pay a premium for that, don't you?
I don't. I don't pay a premium for nothing.
Okay, well, you don't. Some do.
Yeah, I know, but some people have disposable income that's not a problem to spend $400 on a blue snaggletooth.
It's also a good way. It's also in the same light as why people are grading comics. It's a good way to secure. If you've invested hundreds of pounds, thousands of pounds in a collection, it's a good way to safeguard your investment, because once you've had it graded, it puts a premium on. It puts a premium on the resale value of that item. So in that sense, from an investment point of view, it's probably worth doing, especially for rare items or variants or harder to find items. I think it's probably worth doing. Probably not for every figure, but
nobody's going out and buying a figure from Walmart and sending it off to be graded for $80.
Sadly, people are, Chris.
Oh, they do, yeah.
Yeah, they are.
Every day, people do that.
Yeah,
and they still have to wait 9 months.
Even some modern figures though,
cheaper for you, and they do it faster for you too. Like if I've already spent tens of thousands of dollars with these grading companies, I'm high in the totem pole, so they'll grade my figures higher and faster and cheaper than if you were to send one in for the first time. It's a lot of favoritism. Like,
but
I hate dogging on them, but I have lots of reasons why. Even some
modern figures though, Ghosty, as you know, like are worth a lot of money. Like if they had poor distribution or they were hard to get, or I'm thinking of figures like not that old, like a Ahsoka vintage collection figure carded, it's a £12 figure that's now worth £400 or £500. So why wouldn't you get that graded?
I sold one for $10 last month.
What, a first release Ahsoka TVC figure?
The first release Ahsoka in a Black Series box figure.
No, the vintage collection one is the
exact same figure.
3.75.
Yeah, exact same
figure. They are the exact
same figure. I sold four of them.
Yeah.
I sold 4 of them for $10 each.
They are the exact same
people wouldn't pay $5
the only difference is the packaging. Yeah.
So that,
but that packaging
makes 0 sense to me. It's just it's a collector that wants that
packaging is what people want to buy it
from
for.
His complete collection. So those people exist, completionists.
But I see, like, if I were going to sell my comics or toys, I would definitely get them graded first.
Right. Okay. There we go. Then.
You would go broke.
Because like take the one that I was selling this last summer, Amazing Spider-Man number 300, the first appearance of Venom. Okay, like on its own, it was like a $700-800 comic, but graded, it sells for $3,000.
Sell for.
Well, we sold it. I sold it.
No, but it's not guaranteed, right? Like it's not like
Rick. If you were going to liquidate, here's a question for you, Rick. If you were going to liquidate your toy collection and you needed to yield the maximum value from that collection,
you can't liquidate and yield maximum value. Those are two completely different things.
Rick,
but you understand, right? Liquidate is you take the bottom dollar.
Rick, if you want to earn the maximum value from selling your toy collection. Yeah. Sorry, are you saying you would not consider grading any of your toys to try and achieve a higher value?
I would go broke paying the grading company.
Yeah, you're going to sell them.
Before I ever sold a toy.
You're going to sell them. So
Yeah, but like, okay, right now I have every vintage Star Wars figure. If I was to send them all to be graded, it would cost me $100,000. I could not sell them for $100,000. Do you understand? Like, it would actually cost me more to grade them than to go buy the actual toys.
I'm not totally following your logic, to be totally honest.
Okay, this toy cost me $30. I
Yeah.
bet you it cost me $40 to grade it, plus
It'll
shipping.
be 60. No, it's $60.
Plus shipping. So
Yeah,
that makes
it's
that means I'd
$60.
have to sell this for $120 to make my money back. It's not worth $120. It's worth $19. It's actually worth 40% less than what I paid for it. So do you know what I mean? Like, liquidating something is you have to sell it to pay the bills, and the guy's giving you the bottom
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. You're turning an asset into a cash value. That's what liquidation is. So, and I'm just posing the idea that you would want to achieve the maximum possible yield from doing that. And grading some items is a good way of doing that.
I have a vinyl Cape Jawa, which I'm thinking you don't have, right?
No, and that would be worth grading for sure.
It's not worth grading, though. It's not. I could sell it right now for $1,500 US. Right now, if I put it on a website or Facebook or Instagram, I could sell it for $1,500 cash, no problem. I could also sell it for $1,500 graded. Like, there's no benefit to it. I can't sell it for $6,000 graded.
I think you'd sell it for.
The first one I pulled up was $4,934.
I was going to say a graded one would sell for around $3,000 or more.
I think the
receipt of somebody paying $3,000 for a graded vintage Jawa.
I think the market would say otherwise, Rick, to be honest.
Someone paid that, because if it shows up on eBay as a sold item, I'm calling 50% of those shill, fake, everything. They don't exist. They're fake.
There's a huge market for graded Star Wars stuff, and
there is, and to say
there is, but it's only between the guys that buy and sell those things. Like, it's a smaller community than you think.
Buy graded figures.
Like, there's probably 30 guys who want to collect all the figures in a 8.5 or higher graded. There's not 1,000 guys. There's probably like 30 guys. So it's only those 30 guys that are bidding towards each other to get.
I think you're missing
Lando graded 8.5.
I think you're underestimating the market, to be honest, Rick.
No, I don't, because the market is my customers. 100% of my customers are the same market. Like,
but you're not selling any graded product, so they can't be your
No,
that makes no logic whatsoever.
I sell artwork based on the same properties that people tend to grade.
Because I know that from working at comic book stores and being in it my whole life, that the same graded comic will sell for twice as much as the ungraded version.
Yeah, it's just logic. There's just a logic deficit in your argument, Rick.
If they paid $200 to grade that comic, that they paid $100 for the comic,
doesn't cost that much.
They have to mark that up now to make profit.
It costs 30 quid. It costs about 30 quid. It costs about 30 quid to get a figure graded over here.
Or a wage. Plus, they want to make profit on the retail side of it. So now they have to sell that at $700 just to make
nobody charges that much to grade a comic.
Actually,
if I send in Spider-Man #1 to get graded, it will cost more than a comic I just bought at Walmart today. It's a system. They charge you what they think it's worth.
They watched me.
That's how they make money.
I have Incredible Hulk 181 signed by Stan Lee and Len Wein, and CGC was at the convention watching them sign it for me. So they authenticated the signatures of Stan Lee and in person while I was there. And they said it would cost me $320 to get that graded and put in the case. But a regular comic book only costs $30.
That's
so
silly,
because it's a high value comic that's worth like $10,000 and now probably worth even more than that because of Stan Lee and Len Wein's signature, they wanted to charge $300 instead of $30. So if it's a higher value item, they will charge you more for that item to be graded.
And that's
Right, here's a little
get
experiment
it.
on a non. Here's one on a non-rare figure, and I've got dozens of these. So these are graded baggy Salacious Crumbs. You can buy. I was buying them around 30 at a time for £2 or £3 each. You want to get a graded one, minimum £60 on the UK, an AFA graded one, minimum £100. This is a £3 figure.
Nobody is paying $80 for.
Yes, they are.
Who is?
Yes. Go and look at eBay sold listings. Rick.
I don't look on eBay for.
Well, that's why.
anything
That's why you
that's
don't know.
wrong right there. Don't look on eBay.
That's why you're wrong, Rick. That's why you don't know.
eBay. You have
that's why you don't know.
30% in fees.
That's
so
why you don't know. That's why you don't know. That's why you're wrong.
Dude, I've been collecting Star Wars a long time, dude.
But apparently
I have a box with like 20 of those Salacious Crumbs in it. None of them are worth $30.
Same here. Go and look at sold listings on eBay.
I don't need to, dude. I know what a Salacious Crumb.
Go.
My local comic store gives those away, dude. There's so many of those baggy Salacious figures. There's probably more of those figures than any other Star Wars figure ever made. That's why they gave them to comic stores for like pennies in the 80s.
Yeah,
because they had truckfuls of them. They had
go look at the graded prices.
Full of them.
Go look at the graded prices.
Well, I don't look at graded anything, dude.
So how do you know? How do you know then? Your argument
how do I know what?
Flawed. How do you know they're not worth more? You don't know.
Why would somebody pay
$80
for something they can pay $1 for?
You don't know. Your argument is they're not worth more graded, but you don't know because you don't look. Well, I'd say, I look, and they are.
But they're not, dude.
Yeah, they are.
Do you have one that's actually in a bag?
Hundreds of them.
Okay, they're not worth it to you, though.
How much are those
They're worth it to other people.
How much are those worth?
So the bag. So I've just explained this. You're not listening. You're not listening. You're not listening.
How much is those worth?
Okay, so the baggies you can get them on eBay in a bag for £6 or £7.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that less mint than a one graded one, or is that one graded more mint?
Say again, sorry.
Or more rare?
What are you talking about? If you now get it graded,
the one that you just showed me that you said is worth $800.
No, I didn't say it's.
How is that worth more than one that's still sealed in a bag?
I did not say it's worth $800.
Well, it's not worth $9. It's worth $6, like you just said.
No, it's not. It's worth what?
It's not even in a bag anymore. It's not sealed.
Rick, listen to yourself. Listen to your argument. Okay,
I'm not the one arguing, dude.
You know you are. You're saying a graded figure is not worth more than a loose one, and it is.
It's perceived. It's falsely asking for more money. It's not actually worth more.
No, it's what you pay for it, and yes, it is.
Whatever the market will bear.
If I go and buy a pair of Levi's from the Levi's store right now for $100, and then I encase it in carbonite, it's not worth fucking more, dude.
If someone's prepared to pay for it, it is. No,
it's not.
Levi's.
I don't think you really understand economics.
I could get a pair of Levi's from a mine shaft that's 300 years old that's this big now because everything's falling apart, and it'd be worth millions of dollars. And it's not graded. It's not encased in carbonite. It's been through hundreds of years of natural environment, like weather.
It's worth what someone's prepared to pay for it.
Yeah,
people.
That's
right.
Exactly,
I don't think people are lining up
exactly.
Encased Salacious Rum figures. I don't think there's a 3,000 people watch list on those listings.
What's that got to do with it? What are you talking about?
I'm just saying that
he's just saying the intrinsic value shouldn't be higher. It's just like why? It's a question.
It is.
It's a question of why.
Going off and on all day. It's a little windy, but it's not.
Yeah. He's just wondering why. He's just wondering why someone would pay more if it's in the bag worth $6 and a graded one in a plastic case is worth $80.
Yeah.
Why would you pay? They're the same exact.
Irrelevant.
Figure.
It's irrelevant. Someone's prepared to pay it. It doesn't matter why. Why has nothing to do with the market. It's like someone is buying it. It's got nothing to do with it. Why has no relevance whatsoever? Why are you buying a Ford over a Fiat? It doesn't matter. It is what it is. And if people buy them, then there's a market for
Oh,
it.
your fault. Damn it, Brandon.
All this comic box stock.
But see, like, that was my argument like 15 years ago, though. I was sitting there with like people wanting graded comics sealed in that thing, and I was like, well, you can't read the comic. Why would you ever buy this? And I was like, and it doesn't make
Good
it
point.
worth more just because it's in a plastic case. And I actually thought like 15 years ago that graded stuff like that would fade away, would disappear. And it's only become like a massive thing now where like everything gets graded, not just comic books now. It's like even video games, even Levi's. Like
Well, there can't be any value in it, then, can there? If
You know?
more people are doing it, there can't be any value in it.
Well, the reason why there's more people doing it is, you know, you guys know the history of these grading companies, but they've changed hands many times because they've come close to going out of business, and someone saved them and moved them to another state or another city for whatever reasons. And yeah, do your research on that a little bit, and you'll find out
Oh, well, that hasn't happened.
why
well,
those previous owners are not the owners anymore, and why they have new owners,
UKG,
and why they have competition in CAS. There's
Yeah.
a reason for all that. You guys should do your own research too.
Yeah, UKG's been going a while. So the same. We've got graders over here as well. You know, it's not just in the US.
But I've thought the same thing. Like going back to what Brandon said, where he's like, "Well, I don't have the reputation." Well, I'll tell you, 15 years ago, CFC there didn't, you know, comic graders, whatever, CGC didn't have the reputation either. So you can just as easily start up a grading company,
Yes.
just like any of these other ones.
Everybody's got to start somewhere.
There's
Yeah,
several of them.
if you just start grading the comics and putting them in a sealed case, you can start with your own collection and move on to doing your friends and other people. And the more and more of those that get out there for sale, the more you become a grading company. There's
all the
nothing
big grading
stopping
companies
you
got
from
started.
becoming. There's nothing stopping you from becoming a grading company. I mean, some of the comic stores I've worked for have done their own grading and sealed the comics and put their own sticker on them. And they're just known locally for the grading comics, but they're not known nationally. And their graded comics sell for just as much as anybody else's graded comic.
So here, John. So the question you asked earlier, and you'll be able to answer your own question, I think. Why do people do it?
Because if you're reselling them, you're going to do it.
Capitalism. That's the
it's capitalism.
Right,
exactly.
because you can sell them for more when
Yeah.
graded. Right,
And
there
that's
we go.
why I'm saying
I think we've answered it.
Personally, I would only grade my stuff when I'm ready to sell them. If I'm not selling them, I'm not grading them, and I'm not buying graded stuff.
So do we go through all of that just to basically realize, yes, actually, they are worth more graded?
Nothing is worth more. It's perceived value. You're asking for more. If I put something on eBay and ask $1 million for it,
how do you value something?
It doesn't make it worth $1 million because I'm asking $1 million for it.
Do you value something based on the markets?
I value on something what it costs.
No.
Yes, that's what value is.
No, you value it based on how the market's done. Your house is based on
There's
the
no
overall
market, but you can still buy it at the fucking store.
Your house is
That's why
valued.
this all started.
The value. You could put a 10-bedroom house.
Going to Walmart, buying something for $20.
You don't understand how valuations are done.
Trying to sell it on eBay for $45. That doesn't mean it's worth $45.
No, you're wrong. You're wrong. Two exact of the same 10-bedroom houses have different values in different locations based on the local market. So it's not about the cost at all.
They do.
It's actually not. Value. It's you value it based on the market value in that area. You know, in the local market.
Correct.
So you're wrong about what a valuation is. It's not what it costs. It's not what it costs.
Valuation is whatever someone values something at. It's how am I wrong to say that?
It's what it's worth.
It's a personal thing.
Somebody to buy.
No,
not what it
very
costs.
Personalized thing, and
would be a 10,
scalpers
but
show you that.
So he's
if we all decided to stop buying stuff from scalpers, stuff would just not be valuable anymore. The reason that Ahsoka is worth as much as it is on the secondary market is because it's perceived rareness.
And some people are willing to spend that. Yeah.
So I never
can go to a store now and buy that for less.
No, I can't.
No, I'm not saying I can.
It's got low availability.
Yes, it's still available in stores.
It's got low availability.
But if I want to buy it, I have to have you go to the store, buy it at a Canadian price, send it to me through the mail, which means the perceived value of that is now not $20. It's $30 to buy the figure, $20 to ship it, which means it's now a $50 figure.
Yeah, that's if I'm in the business of making profit off doing that kind of stuff, which I'm not. Like, I would sell it to you at cost, or I would give it to you.
That figure. Like, I'm sending John the I bought 3 of the Piper figures because there are 3 on the shelf. I knew I needed one. I knew my friend who runs a comic book store needs one, and I was pretty sure John needed one or Sleeping needed one or the other.
Yeah,
so
great figure.
I'm sending it to him. I'm not charging him anything for it because he sent me these great Star Wars figures.
That's what it's about.
Yeah.
And so that my perceived value of that figure is different than, say, John's, who hasn't been able to find that.
But I also wasn't about to spend the $60 scalper price.
Yeah. But if you really like the Piper They Live figure, which my buddy who owns the comic book shop does, he was willing to pay $55 for the figure plus shipping.
Yeah.
But I called him the day after he saw that listing, and he took it off his watch list. And I'm like, no, dude, you can have it. Just,
Now, if you're going to value that figure, Chris, will you value it at the recommended retail price of $12.99, or would your valuation differ based on the scarcity, the demand,
that figure's probably at least worth $35.
Right, there you go.
I know they're selling eBay for $40.
I feel differently because
wrong,
that's why I won't buy them off.
You can't tell me I'm wrong for seeing listings on eBay for a price for something.
But is it also available on Walmart.com for $20?
Otherwise, all houses would be like, you could build 10 houses.
From Walmart for $20 or $25?
No, you can't get it from Walmart for $20.
Where did you buy it from? Where did you buy the 3 of them?
At a Walmart
for $25, right?
For $21.99.
So how are they worth more than $21.99 plus tax?
Because that store
they're hard to get.
They're scarce.
Not everybody can get
them.
I'm not trying to argue with you guys.
Yeah,
because
you're wrong.
One Walmart has sold out of them, it doesn't mean it's worth more on eBay.
That was the 5th Walmart I went to that day. Also, they are not available on Walmart.com.
That's
and
why
the 3 I found are the only ones within a 20-mile radius of my house.
And I've never seen them down here.
How much is your house worth?
I've never seen them in South Florida.
How much is your house worth? How much is your house worth, Rick?
I don't own a house, man. Are you kidding?
Okay, so
I'm an artist, dude.
Right. So I mean, a property.
I rent a condo.
Yeah.
I bought my house for $125,000. It's valued at $375,000.
Right. And how do they work out the valuation?
Tax and sales in the area.
Right. There you go. So sales in the area is basically the demand, what other houses of a similar size go for, not what the house was built for or the recommended retail of the house at the time it was sold.
If Chris was to sell his house right now, he's not guaranteed any price.
I'm guaranteed at least $325,000.
Have you never sold a house before? Nothing's guaranteed.
Actually, I've sold several houses, which you don't have any clue if I did or not. Secondly,
no, but I mean, they're not guaranteed that.
For my home 2 weeks ago. So, yeah, I wasn't going to get the $375,000 that the government says my house is worth. I was offered $325,000 in cash for my home 2 weeks ago.
No, that's a good thing. But that's what I mean. It's what the city taxes department evaluates your house for doesn't always mean what the house will sell for. Your house could sell for hundreds of thousands of dollars more if there's a bidding war. Or if nobody bids on it, then it sells for maybe.
Oh right. See now you appreciate demand, but you don't appreciate.
Well, no, I know how. I know how.
Right. You don't appreciate that, you won't apply that to.
I've made signs for real estate people for 25 fucking years, man.
You won't apply that logic to the toy sector.
When they come back every week and ask me to make numbers smaller, you learn stuff.
If you sealed your house in plastic and put a number on it,
put a sticker on it.
But I do.
I just sold 75 vintage collection
there you
Star
go.
Wars figures because I no longer collect them. I sold them for 75% less than what I could have sold them for on eBay. So I liquidated them. That's the word I used. I sold them for $600 US instead of $2,500 US, which I could have got if I wanted to charge people $20, $25, $55, $75 for these figures that I paid $12 for each over the past 2 years.
If you want to bring,
I
if you
don't
want,
do
if,
that
if you want
because I think
to,
that's
if you want to
wrong.
bring, if you want to bring
And I
a
wanted
great,
to make a quick sale, and I did make the quick sale. Now,
you
if
wanna
that
bring
guy
a-
who bought him wants to resell him for triple what he paid for him in the UK, he can do that. That's partly why I sold them. So they can do what they want. They can open them. They can keep them carded. They can resell them. I don't
So
care.
if you want to bring a graded item into the housing market, most people get a building condition survey done prior to purchasing, and the building condition survey will basically dictate, or it will basically have a bunch of guys will come around and inspect your assets, and will basically basically say whether what the life cycle is of those assets. So it's a bit like grading. You pay more. You'd pay more to buy a house that's been certified, that your boiler's been certified for the next 20 years, than taking a risk on a house that's not had its boiler certified. That's basically what grading is.
Well,
So,
in Canada,
But
you
like
have
you
to have
said,
those things
Salacious,
approved by the plumbers and electricians. For
like
new
Salacious
construction,
said,
mostly.
demand is different now, though, with housing being what it is in the States. There's such a demand for them that the prices just shot through the roof. My house is not worth $285,000, the value that Rick is trying to convey. But I can sell it for that much. I've gotten offers for that much from Open Door, from Rocket Mortgage, from all these internet-based companies, sight unseen. I need a new air conditioner. I need a new deck put on the back. Like there's work that needs to be done to the house, and they're willing to fork over cash, sight unseen. So the demand makes a big difference.
Yeah, that's right. Just because it's still a little bit on real estate, a huge problem in Vancouver, and it's starting to happen in Ontario now, Toronto area, our two biggest, cities and housing areas. The huge problem we're having here now is a lot of our homes and apartments and condos and whatnot are getting bought by overseas people that don't live here.
that's
here.
The
They don't
the same in a lot of
society
cities.
in North America in any way, and they sit on them, and then maybe 5 years later they'll rent them out for 10 times what the rate is, or they'll list it for sale 4 times what the rate is, and it causes all other housing to go up in prices.
And that's a bit like scalping. And the analogy would be like
it's
that's
worse
a bit like
than
scalping.
It's fucking
but that's the analogy if we're doing a comparison.
It's
like
fair
scalping
towards humanity, like whatever you want to call it.
A lot
I'll
of
never be able to buy a home. I will never be able to buy a home, and I only blame it on because most of them are owned by overseas buyers, and it's sad. I didn't get into this housing market when I was young at 19 and 20, where I could have bought houses for less than $100,000. Those houses are now $1 million here. You can't buy a house in the Lower Mainland for less than $1 million now.
There's some down the road. There's some down the road that
$2 million apartments across the street from me. My place is worth $400,000.
I can get a house here for
400 square foot apartment. How is that worth more than Chris's house, or any house in the States? Any house. My apartment should not be worth more than any house anywhere in the world. It's small. It's tiny. It's really tiny. I've got one room, but yet I could rent a whole house with 13 bedrooms in Ohio for half the price.
And you could buy a house. You could buy a house down the road from me for $6,000.
There's no foreigners buying up all the houses in small town USA, so to speak. I don't know.
Because there's demands. Because people see it as an investment, don't they? And so you have investors.
But I'd rather that Chris or Mark or GForce bought the house as an investment.
Well, no one's disagreeing with
guy.
No one's disagreeing with that.
We're not going to disagree with that.
No one's arguing about that.
Like, you guys don't think that's going to happen everywhere in the world at some point? Or
It's
No,
not just
it's
happening.
not.
It's not just happening in Vancouver.
It's not happening here.
Come to England.
There's houses down the street that are like $6,000, but if you move into that house, you're going to be shot within a week and die.
no, I'm
I'm not kidding. If I
No, I
open my
believe you.
door, if I open my door right now, I bet you we will hear gunfire within 10 minutes. Every
That's
night you can hear machine guns, the police sirens. There'll be bullets going flying back and forth, and it's because of that neighborhood down the road. And there's houses down there for $6,000 because the last 4 owners have been killed.
We've had a couple of shootings and dead bodies found over the past 72 hours in Vancouver.
And that's why I live in a gated community with armed guards and a gate at the front, so that and it's got walls with fences on it that are electrified. Like my condo area is like a freaking fortress because we live in South Florida where it's so close to Miami. There's gunshots every night, helicopters in the sky every night.
I live in the country, so there's gunfire all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
We're having bigger crime issues in Denver too, but in Denver and in Colorado in general, because you can't use pot money at a bank, you can't use banks. It's
weird,
a cash business. They have went to buying property with cash in order. It's not exactly
laundering money, right?
But it's close to laundering money.
Yeah.
Because I know guys who have bought places for $300,000, sold them for like $295,000, taken a $5,000 loss, but now that money they can put in a bank.
Yeah, that's right.
Use to invest. And Colorado is trying to change those rules so that they can actually put money in a bank.
It's got to be federal, doesn't it? Where the banks
it's
okay
the
with
federal laws, yeah.
Yeah, they're trying to
Canada, I think, is okay with it.
Sort of state credit union. Because credit unions don't have to follow most of the same laws.
Okay.
But yeah, it's
a huge business, man. So the banks better get involved with it federally.
Be involved.
Or they're not going to make all the money that they should be making. They're missing out on billions of dollars in interest or whatever.
No, they're not missing out on anything. They're not allowed to.
No, but if they were allowed to, they would make a penny off every dollar you gave to them, right?
It's still a federally mandated drug, and they can't make money off it like that.
Yeah,
I'll keep an eye on Geek. I'm going out again Thursday, and if I do find it, I will. But like GForce, I never saw that They Live, which is why I bought the WWE one.
Yeah,
no, we don't even see those NECAs here. Toys R Us.
They're in every Target.
Nope, they're not
for
here.
The past 3 weeks I've been hunting. They've been sitting on the shelves.
So that's
not in South Florida.
Of distribution is so weird.
Yeah.
Is that NECA one any better than the Mattel one? The Mattel one's pretty cool.
I like the Mattel one better. I like the
You
Mattel
like the
better.
Mattel one better?
Yeah.
Does the NECA one have a soft shirt?
The cloth clothes and stuff.
Yeah, I like it.
I think the head sculpt on the Mattel is better.
Yeah.
I just really want the Bigfoot now.
Me too. I gotta have the Bigfoot. I do. I have to.
The denim's being painted really well. I like it.
Yeah, that denim came out well. And his shirts, but
I hope they do. It's hard to say. I don't think Mattel's going to make any more They Lives, but it'd be cool if they did. Yeah, the denim looks great. And he's got a bag too, eh?
They're cool, man. They're really cool.
Yeah, they're both pretty good. Yeah.
I
think I'd have to see them side by side now because they're both really good. Yeah.
All right, double us up, Chris.
Let me see. I do that.
I don't think you can.
I don't know if they'll let you just do 2 big boxes.
No.
They both look perfect. Or 80s or retro.
But they're the same scale. How have 2 companies got the same license for the same scale?
No, I think yours is what, 9 inches?
Yeah, okay. I think the NECA will be slightly. Yeah, the NECA will be slightly taller.
Yeah, the wrestling figures are 7 inches, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I didn't like the Rock one, and I didn't like the John Cena one. Even though now I want the John Cena one because I'm such a big fan of Peacemaker. I just like John Cena a little better now because I was such a fan of the show. But they're long gone now.
I'll keep an eye on those too, because those are literally everywhere.
Actually,
Those,
John Cena's.
when those
I
go
can find the
clearance
Cena.
for like $7, I'll keep an eye out for them.
yeah, the
Well, tell me
Cena
if
and
the
the
head
Rocks.
actually looks like him, because the McFarlane Peacemaker looks like crap. Like
Yeah,
doesn't
their heads,
look like
their
the same
face
person.
sculpts aren't always great, are they? On
They've actually reduced at my Walmarts. The John Cena and the Rock have been reduced down to $16 a figure.
Oh, I haven't seen
Are
that
these the
yet.
ones that are $50 on eBay?
No, they're only like $20 retail, but they've been reduced down to 16 here.
No, but
Yeah.
it's the one we were talking about earlier that Chris said he can't find that they're selling for 40.
No,
No,
nobody's seen that for the Rock and Cena.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's not
okay.
the Rock and
Not
Cena.
the
The Rock and
Rodney.
Cena are everywhere. Yeah.
People are swapping the Cena heads from the WWE Elites for
I
the
saw that.
McFarlane one to make them look better.
Better
And
look
it
decent.
does. Yeah. It
Yeah,
does.
now
So
that
Rick-
theme song is like the #1 song on iTunes and Spotify, and which is pretty cool, man, for an old '90s song.
Eh,
So Rick,
Wayne
are you,
years down the
are you,
line, I'll finally
are you-
watch that show.
are you selling any of your toy collection, Rick? Because I reckon there's some bargains to be had in your collection.
Yeah, I got lots.
I reckon your
I got lots of
pricing is
those.
going to be absolutely like. Come on, what do you want to get rid of?
You want to buy all my G.I. Joe classifieds?
Yeah.
How about all my? I probably have about 50 vintage collection left. I don't want them. I only want retro collection from now on.
Retro.
So it looks like I'm only getting 2 more figures. No, I like original trilogy, and I'm gonna stick with that. I can't afford $50 a pop. $50 a pop.
Yeah.
Whole wave comes out for a Build-A-Figure.
The prices are
$300.
creeping up. It's wrong. The
$300 for a Build-A-Wave.
prices are creeping up, and it's wrong. It's
Yeah,
going to price
honestly,
people out.
you guys are just getting raped, and Australia is even worse.
Yeah,
Oh, I know it is.
bad.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
Mike's
cheaper for me
talking
to
about
buy-
$50 for a Legends figure.
Yeah.
That's
crazy.
crazy. They make
That is
them right
crazy.
there. Go up there. They're right there.
Yeah.
That $200 play set is $580 bucks.
$586. Yeah.
And I do want that playset, which is sad. Like I do want that because it gives me retro feels.
Yeah.
And I know
Yeah.
I could put my vintage Jabba in there and my
I-
vintage Boba Fett, and I'll be happy. But
I
it's
gotta say, I didn't sit
400,
right. I
500
ordered,
bucks.
I ordered that, but it didn't sit right because it's not right, is it? Really, to be honest, the pricing.
If they can confirm that I can attach my first 2 Jabba playsets to it,
You can't.
well,
You can't.
I don't think they click together. But if they're the
No,
same
they
paint,
don't. They've
as long
already
as they're
said
the same paint color, like if they fuck that up, then
They
I would
don't
actually return it.
they don't connect at all.
No, but again, they have to
At
match.
least if they're the same
Be the
color.
same scale and color of brown plastic at least.
It is. It's the
because
same
they're
color.
meant to
and-
be all attaching to not
Yeah,
attached, but
it's going to be the
compatible.
same color and the same plastic and everything. But what it is that the new set has a step up
It does. It's raised.
where the old set doesn't. So the ceilings won't match. The new set will come to it like the old set will be here and the new set ceiling will be here. So you'll have this. They won't butt up right. It needs
looks
to be
super
raised up.
awesome though, man.
It doesn't
Really
really,
like the look of it.
it doesn't really need to match up height wise. I mean, if you look at Tatooine, the buildings are all different scales and
They're on
levels.
dirt, right? They're
Yeah.
on sand.
I mean, you can budget for pictures.
You'll be able to make it work, but it's not
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's not made to work, but you'll be able to fudge it and make it work.
And what a missed opportunity that is to have these
Yeah.
play sets, say $50 a piece, where you just piece together 6 different sets to make Jabba's whole palace with a Rancor pit.
Such a no-brainer, eh? Such a no-brainer.
It's
I
so
think.
easy to come up with these types of things, and they just
Like what we opened today. Like I think I paid less than 50 Canadian. Like Chris said, they were on sale. I saved $10. I bought 2 of them. So 2 of them might have cost me $80 Canadian from Amazon with free shipping, and it came with a figure.
And that's what I paid for my
figures that
2.
retail are $20 here. So
Yep.
make like you just said, GForce with the Jabba thing. Make that. Sell the throne with Boba, $50. Sell the barbecue pit with a Twi'lek or something, $50. Like they already did. It just makes no sense why they did it the way. they are doing it because they already started doing it the other way with the Tantive fall set, and then the Jabba, carbonite little play set, the part of Bespin carbonite play set. Like
Carbon
they all
freezing.
had great ideas, but they never made the second part, or years
Never
have gone by
followed
now.
through.
It's like
Right.
some people died who bought that original playset who can't even add on to it. Like, and I think like that too, because I'm old. I'm 50. You guys are catching up to me. But like, if I've got to wait 20 years to find out if Boba Fett wins the Mandalorian battle, then fuck, man. Like, hurry up with this shit, man.
Or even Black Series, they did the same thing with the Cantina bar set with Evazan and Ponda Baba and Obi-Wan.
I
They give
sucked
you a
myself
quarter of
in
a
on-
bar and tell you can only buy one set. So you can't buy two to piece the pieces together to make a bar.
That'll be when they announce Hammerhead in 2027.
And that's what I thought they should do too. Introduce new aliens, complete that whole set. But
But don't wait 2 years or
Nope.
3 years. It makes no sense, man.
No, trying to
when,
apply logic to
Company of
Hasbro's
Philosophy.
distribution
When they did the
strategies.
30th anniversary figures, and they put out a whole bunch of the Cantina aliens, and they all came with a part of
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Right.
That
John,
was
uses
a good set.
it, John uses it in his play set. And
I have
why,
a bunch of those.
why can't we get some of that stuff anymore?
I kept all those too from the Blue Saga collection.
Yeah.
I
They
think
had
it
the bar
was.
stools. Those are great. I love those accessories. Some of the
Yeah.
cooler accessories ever made, because again, they didn't make it in when I was a kid.
And they did it with the
Well, they had play sets, right?
the Jedi Master room. You got a
Yeah.
chair.
Oh,
you got a
yeah.
chair with each character, and then you would buy that one set that had the floor and the wall. So by
Yeah.
the time you were done, you had the entire Jedi Master's throne room.
That was
area,
cool how they did that.
You know,
Yeah, that was
but
well
each
done.
figure came with one part. You had to buy like 10 figures to get the whole thing.
Yeah.
And they did that with the Cantina, like what Ghost was saying. You know, like one of them came with a chair, one came with a bar stool, one came with a little table, and when you put it all together, you had the whole Cantina. You know, but you had to buy like 10 figures or something.
did.
You know,
But it was still cheaper than $500. Like,
Yeah. Because
most those were
$7.99 or $9.99.
$20 a 2-pack, or because there was 2-packs. Then Target had a little window box that had the praying mantis and blue snaggletooth, and had like a longer
part of the
table.
bar. The bar was in there. Yeah,
that was a little harder to get in Canada, but we still managed to get them all. Like us collectors like me who wanted to buy all those cool play sets, we still bought them all. Like, I don't know why they don't do that on a weekly basis. Like, announce something cool that we all want to buy. Because I know any of us could name one product, and I'm sure we'd all, I'd buy that. Like,
well, that's what got me excited at first. Like the first series McFarlane figures came with a build-up Batmobile.
They did, right? Yeah.
And I loved that idea. I was like, oh, this is going to be awesome. I hope he does. And then he moved to build the figures. And it's like, I was hoping to see different Batmobiles as the line went on.
Yeah.
I'd be more inclined to buy more of his figures if they were all build a Batmobile. And you got different Batmobiles from different eras, you know. But
I don't know. I got a lot of cool Build-A-Figures back here.
Like, since this was like, 4 or 5 or 6 parts in total, why not break this down into 4 or 5
2 sections
and sell it with a couple of figures? Like, it's another way to move product too. When you like the pack-in figures, I understand. Like again,
the world building is
the part. I know how to make money, but
the world building is what we want as collectors. We all want the accessories, the bar stool, whatever it is, the hallway piece. You know, you want to be able to put them in that setting in your display. So just a figure with no accessories or a blaster, or, that's, and then you're going to hike the price up on top of it, isn't stirring the Kool-Aid.
Well, I personally, I really think that, like, because I see it with my own job in the company I work for, the Star Wars license went up. Like this new contracts that are starting up either last year, this year, or a year from now, everything within the last 2 or 3 and going forward the next 2 or 3 years, the license price that went up. Like, I think it's like half the cost of the item now.
Pretty
Like,
much.
I really do think it is, because
And yet Star Wars is down in. I was reading it's in third place now in terms of IP. Nerf being number one. I forget what they said as number two.
yeah.
And Star Wars is now back down to third place in the in terms of toy IPs.
But years ago that fee was only like 4% of the price of what you're paying at retail. Only 4% went to Lucasfilm. But nowadays, I really do think, as of like this last year, Hasbro's giving them 50% of the money. I mean, because it's a very strange thing, especially like with my own company, why a set of Star Wars that has 100 pieces in it is $20, so 20 cents per piece. But a set with 100 pieces in it that's, say, Ninjago
Their own brand.
is only 10 cents a piece, or you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
so it costs twice as much to sell a Star Wars one as it does to sell one that the company owns the property of.
Well, and think
So
about
there's a
Hasbro.
reason that happened, and that wasn't the case 2 or 3 years ago. 2 or 3 years ago, every single piece, regardless of what license it was 10 cents a piece.
Yeah.
But now all of a sudden, if you look at the packaging, the sets have gone down on Star Wars, and there's less pieces for twice as much money. So I know it has to be because of the licensing fee. And Hasbro.
Well, is it not a case that they're squeezing the margin because the sales have dropped? So
retailers also
Star Wars smashed it, didn't it? When Force Awakens came out, went straight back to number one, and then died under The Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
So they're paying all this license fee, and they've got low sales. So they've got to squeeze the margin somehow. So you can either make the products more expensive, reduce your costs, or change the size of the products. They're your free options, really. So they're kind of doing a bit of both. Yeah, they're doing a bit of both, aren't they? They're doing a bit of all of it, aren't they?
Yeah,
increasing prices, making the product smaller, and we're the consumer suffers, unfortunately.
But the other thing is, like Hasbro has said a number of times, they want exclusive rights to be the only one making action figures. Where, like we've discussed with like DC and Marvel and stuff, there's licenses that are multiple licenses as long as you don't do them the same scale.
Mm-hmm.
So someone can make a 5-inch Batman, someone can make a 3-inch Batman, someone can make a 7-inch Batman or an 8-inch, all different companies. But they can't do that with Star Wars. Because with Star Wars, Hasbro paid extra money for an exclusive contract. And the only one outside of Hasbro that's making them is Disney themselves inside their Disney stores with the toy box ones. And that is a separate thing because Disney actually owns that company. You know what I mean?
Diamond Select is now a licensed Star Wars action figure maker.
But those are only available from Disney.
Yeah,
you can buy them at comic stores and stuff.
It's something to do with major retail outlets. Hasbro wanted to be exclusive to major retail outlets. Like you can buy the 7 different Batmans at Target and Walmart, but you can't buy anything but Hasbro for Star Wars at Target and Walmart. Like, they have exclusive rights to be the only company selling Star Wars action figures at the major retail outlets. And they paid extra for that. So,
now, John, I have a question for you concerning just Lego. Like, generally, it works out to about 10 cents a brick when you look at the piece count versus how much the set costs. Is that gone up now with Star Wars? Is it like
it's like 20? It's 20 cents a brick with Star Wars.
No kidding.
Yeah,
that's like $3 Canadian.
Money.
Wow.
Yeah. But what
they've
done is they make the boxes the same size.
Right.
So that same size box will have 100 pieces in it with Star Wars and be $20. But the same box with 200 pieces will be $20 with another license. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when you look at the box, you're going, the boxes are the same size and they're the same price. But if you look at the piece count, they're totally different.
It's deceiving, but there's
Yeah.
reasons for it. There's only
Yeah.
shelf space, and when they ship them in boxes, they all got to be similar in size. But yeah, no, it's a good pointing that out that you can see 2 boxes the exact same size. One's Star Wars, 100 pieces. One's Ninjago, 200 pieces. Same size. They look
Yeah.
the same. You know, but $10
Yeah.
price difference, right? Yeah, I
Well,
don't
also,
notice that because I'm not shopping the Legos, but a good point on that. That's
good clearance sales on Star Wars Lego. You get clearance sales on Ninjago and Potter and other stuff like that.
Yeah.
Really don't get markdowns on a lot of Star Wars anymore.
what I'm curious about is how many people, collectors, Lego fans, buy those like $1,000 Legos.
My roommate.
Oh,
Plenty
a
of
lot.
people.
Yeah.
Plenty
Like,
of people.
Dude,
Plenty of people.
100,000 people buy them. Like, do they produce 100,000 $900 AT-ATs?
See, that
Because,
I
like,
don't know. I have
Like
no
in
idea.
Vancouver, if you were to go to the one store that gets them, they probably only get like 2.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
then
The
that's it.
UCF
So
sets.
I'm thinking in big cities in the States, Seattle, maybe they get 10. I don't
Yeah.
know, but I mean, there can't be hundreds of them because there can't be hundreds and people buying.
Worldwide,
Well,
I suppose. You
yeah.
Like,
I love them. I would love to buy $1,000 AT-AT and build
See,
it on
I have-
YouTube for 3 weeks straight because
It's
it looks
Lego.
like
It's
fun
Lego
I'd
popular
ever
in
have.
China, John. It's Lego popular in China. I know they have.
They are
Lego
just
in-
now getting into China. Yeah,
Right.
they are. Yeah, yeah. It's very recent that they've hit the Chinese market, but yes, they are. They actually
They had
have
to make a
sets.
deal, didn't they? Like,
They actually
you're
have
not allowed to
sets
make
now.
fake Lego, or you won't sell our shit here.
They actually have sets now that are just in the Chinese market because they have special. They have sets that are made to look like Chinese villages and
That's
things
cool.
like that. So where our city sets look like American cities or English cities, in China they all look like Chinese cities. You know what I mean?
That's
They're
cool.
not the same sets, so they tailor it to that market. Yeah.
Well, like I was at the Lego store the other day, and they had some really cool Chinese sets for Chinese New Year and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Oh wow, no way.
Really
Yep.
cool sets.
Some
That
of those sets
Singapore
they do.
architect is pretty cool too.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Like, I don't make
It's been
like
3.5 hours.
But I have
Crap.
like 10 or 12 friends like that lived in Seattle, one that lives in Utah, that they have bought every single Star Wars Lego set from the beginning that's ever come
Yeah.
out. And they have them built. They have like a display thing in a room where it starts with number 1's on the top left corner, set number 2, set number 3, set number 4, and it goes all the way around the room.
Yes,
And
Geek
then
Strong.
the next level, and they have the box and then the set built in front of the box, so they're all built even. And
I've never seen
yes,
a graded
they
Lego
buy
set. Is
they
that
buy
something
every
like this?
single
Yes.
Maybe
Yeah,
a
Star Wars
vintage
set that ever
space
comes out.
Lego.
It's
A
a thing.
vintage space Lego sealed in box.
Yeah, sealed
I've
Lego
never
sets
seen-
graded.
I've never
Great
seen a
Lego
vintage
sets are
Lego set
incredibly
sealed
expensive.
in box. I've never even seen a sealed mint or vintage Lego box. I didn't know there was one left on the planet. I'm sure there is, but
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I've seen them because if you go to Denmark, they've got one of every set still in the box.
on
from
display
from the
there. Yeah, yeah.
beginning. Yeah,
Oh,
from the
really?
beginning.
I remember
Yeah.
seeing that
cool.
documentary on that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My
that's a
roommate
cool
probably has
documentary.
the last 8 or 9 years worth of Potter, Star Wars, all that stuff, mint in box, sealed, waiting to go, waiting to either be put together or not, one or the other. But I mean, Lego, on average, you can get more than
Than
gold.
gold.
for.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's worth more than gold and silver. Yeah,
Yeah.
isn't that crazy?
But well, it's 6:30 around here. It's 8:30 John's time. It's sometime tomorrow over in Rum's Land.
Yeah. It's become tomorrow at Rum's house.
Become
Yeah.
Yes.
tomorrow.
Call me
From the
Future Boy.
future.
Future Boy.
I appreciate all you guys. Thank you very much for not
It
being
was
up
great.
on
It
me.
was a great talk. And see, we can all disagree slightly about stupid shit, and we're still all
It
friends.
is so silly.
Aw.
That's how the world used to work.
We just want to play with toys.
50-year-old guys together, and we'll bitch about shit and be done. And that's that.
Next time, let's have beer.
Oh, I should have gotten a Guinness. We'll have to do that.
Very butchy.
GForce is ahead of us.
You just gotta put up. You just gotta put up with GForce and I laughing every once in a while. Well, I noticed GForce and I were the only ones in the middle of some of the arguments. Him and I were laughing. Everybody else was like.
But,
I was too busy being right.
Well, I will be turning
worth people in their place.
I will be turning 49 tomorrow, so
I'll be more ready next time, Rob. I'm ready.
49. See, Rick, you're not massively older than everyone, really, are you? If you're
I don't know why I didn't have this on the whole time. Fuck me. Now it's all coming
That's
to me.
better. That's better.
Graded is better. Graded is better.
That's better.
Well, happy birthday, GForce.
thank you, sir.
birthday,
Thank
buddy.
you, sir.
What is it, GForce?
Tomorrow.
What the France?
Yep.
So are you-
today for you. So get making a video, buddy.
All right.
So are you still like? What's the cutoff here? Like, because I was at the start of Aquarius, right? Doesn't Aquarius go into February?
Yeah, I'm a Pisces.
Oh, and then when does Pisces start?
He's a fish.
It's like you said, Aquarius goes into February and then Pisces goes into March.
Yeah, I think
So
my
like
brother's
the beginning of
Pisces.
March is the cutoff, I think.
My brother's March 7. I think he's a Pisces.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I dumped the water on you guys.
Again,
You
we'll
guys
be
swim in
having
it.
more random conversations Friday morning, but I will have some pickups because I'm going shopping Thursday. So
There you go.
if anybody wants to join, we'll be here. Although I don't think Bob can make it because Bob's supposed to go to the post office.
He
Yeah,
is.
he's got a busy day tomorrow.
Bob also might be doing an unboxing of these fantastic graded figures that have just been delivered. These graded vintage
There you
figures.
go. There
You don't
go.
mean unbox, you mean take them out of the plastic because you got to break them open.
All right, brothers. I'll talk to you
All right.
guys later. Catch y'all on the
See you later, guys.
See you later.